Liverpool Football Club always very, very good at remembering their great servants. He went on into management, Peter Cormack, and actually had a spell managing Botswana, believe it or not. But for a long, long time, he was a Liverpool scout as well, so was a familiar face around the club. So here we go for the latest instalment of Liverpool against Chelsea. Believe it or not, the 75th time they've played each other this century, since the year 2000 began. So it's, I feel, rather a case of familiarity breeds contempt. They've played in cup finals, the Champions League, and now here they are again at the top end of the Premier League. And before we get underway, the players do take a knee, as this is one of the current no room for racism fixtures. And then off we go here at Anfield as BBC World Service listeners join us from all around the globe, and immediately Liverpool winning a free kick on the halfway line for a foul on Cody Gakpo. So Liverpool will arrange themselves. Actually, Van Dijk shoots from the halfway line, but Robert Sanchez, the Chelsea goalkeeper, I don't think Leon Osman, there was any danger of him being caught out by that one. I think it bounced. Did it bounce twice before it got to him?
Do you know it was on though? I think Virgil van Dijk was quite clever in spotting it. Sanchez still was probably about 14-15 yards outside of from his goal line. His sun in his eyes in that little bit of the pitch as well, right in the direct line of where Virgil van Dijk was taking the free kick from. So worth the try, but he'd have to hit them a lot better than that.
Yes, he will. So Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0, our second Premier League commentary of the day, and I suppose this is the big one this weekend. They coming into this weekend both in the top four. Now it's all changed, hasn't it, with Manchester City taking over at the top, but Liverpool can go above them if they're able to get the result here against Chelsea, who, like Liverpool, have started off extremely well this season. Both teams in very good order under their new management this season. Liverpool have won 9 out of 10 in all competitions. No Liverpool manager has had a start as good as that, but the man himself, Arne Slot, who we can see down on the side of the pitch, says this is the toughest test they've had yet this season against Chelsea, who themselves have not been beaten in the Premier League since Manchester City on the first weekend of the campaign at Stamford Bridge. So Liverpool in possession, the ball at the back with Van Dijk, who, as you probably know, came back early from international duty after he was sent off in the Netherlands' first match against Hungary. Mo Salah also coming back early, so a little extra time for those two to prepare, as Chelsea have it at the back, and it's passed out towards Lavia. As I was saying before the start of the match, Romeo Lavia in for Enzo Fernandez, who's on the bench. Lavia making just his second competitive start for Chelsea. Chelsea go back into their own territory. So the Liverpool team is Kelleher in goal for the absent and injured Alisson. It's his 50th appearance for Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold at right back. Saw him play at left back last Sunday for England. Here is Madueke on the right hand side, another England international, just knocking the ball back to Reece James, gets a touch, puts his foot on the ball, gives it back to Madueke, who's made an excellent start this season. Then James with the cross is headed away by a stooping Konate, and Liverpool have it in their own left back position and should play it out from the back. Actually, a throw in is conceded by Robertson. So the Liverpool team: Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson. It's Konate's 100th Liverpool appearance. Gravenberch with Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones in midfield. Salah, Jota and Gakpo the front line. So Luis Diaz, like McAllister, on the bench. And Chelsea have the ball halfway inside their own half. Sanchez in goal. The back four is James, Adrabioyo, Colwill and Gusto. Fofana and Cucurella both suspended for this match. Long pass forward from James, but Konate comes across and heads it forward. And then Chelsea have Lavia and Caicedo in midfield. Then Madueke, Palmer, Sancho and Jackson. Liverpool breaking forward with Jota. Ball with the outside of his boot to the right hand side to Salah. Salah's ball across, took a touch off the Chelsea player who was closest to him, which was not given as a handball, which I think would have been harsh. It was hit at Colwill from close range by Salah.
Yeah, it was Levi Colwill, and I think why Liverpool fans, and certainly Jota in particular, who was closest, was screaming for it, because it was intended for Jota running into the penalty area, but there was nothing Colwill could do about it, as the ball just struck his hand from only a yard away and the referee didn't give it.
And this could be a problem for Chelsea, because Caicedo has just sat down in the middle of the half, and and I'm not sure whether...
I think it was from a challenge in front of us a couple of minutes back, John, that he went in and he sort of overstretched. I don't know if it was his knee or a hip maybe, but he overstretched in trying to win the ball back inside the Liverpool half, and in doing so, yeah, he moved away from it like he was in pain, and it looks like that's continued. He's trying to get back to his feet, but he does not look comfortable.
He does not. He's on his feet. He's just dipped down onto his haunches, bent his knee, and leaning over again. So we'll keep an eye on him. Chelsea ends up, Maresca might have to make an early change. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. 5 Live on the World Service from the BBC. Choice of listing as well right now. The Women's World Cup final, the T20 World Cup final, is on Sports Extra. South Africa have been set 159 to win that. So commentary on BBC Sound Sports Extra, or your digital radio, as Liverpool play the ball forward to Jota. Jota is motoring here. James comes across with a challenge. It was a clumsy sort of challenge, but it was effective and it dispossessed him. And now it is Chelsea who break forward. Here's Jadon Sancho on the left-hand side, the Manchester United man on loan at Chelsea. Gusto's up there to join him from his left-back position today. Comes back to Lavia. Caicedo seems okay. Cole Palmer has dropped into a deep-lying position and then just taps it back into central defence. And Chelsea in the blue shirts, blue shorts and white socks are attacking towards the Kop end. It is Sancho with a burst into the penalty area, but excellently defended by Gravenberch, who just came and stopped him in his progress. And then a ball forward for Jota to chase over the halfway line with Adarabioyo, and the two of them went down in a heap. It was not unlike last night in the Bournemouth-Arsenal game, but as the challenge came in, I think he might even have still been in his own half, Adarabioyo, when he brought down Jota. It's a yellow card, and you can hear what the home supporters think, that it might have been a contender for a red.
Yeah, absolutely, of judging on the same conditions of what we saw Arsenal yesterday. And you're right, it started inside the Liverpool half, the contact. He'd realised that Jota had just sort of got half a yard away from him. I mean, there was still so much to do, there was still so much ground where the race was to be run. That ball was headed towards the corner of the penalty area. Even the goalkeeper might have been able to come and intercept it, but Adarabioyo made that decision really early, wasn't letting Jota get away, and on top of that, after dragging him back for the yellow card offence, he then fell on top of Jota, and Jota is still on the ground receiving treatment.
Yeah, I would say if that had been maybe 10 yards further on, but it is not unlike last night, when Saliba was sent off for his challenge on Evan Nielsen. As I say, it started inside the Liverpool half.
Yeah, it was sharp from Jota. Good ball from Mo Salah. Literally, as soon as he won the ball back, he turned and saw the space was there and just played it over the top with like the outside of his foot, and it caught the Chelsea centre defenders out. I mean, Colwill got caught underneath the ball, and Adarabioyo then decided to make that challenge. It was slightly unnecessary. But up until this point, Chelsea had just been happy to keep the ball, not really do anything, no real injection of pace to their attacks. Nearly got themselves exposed despite all that.
Well, it looks as though it's going to stay as a yellow card. Michael Oliver is the video assistant referee, and referee John Brooks. This is only the second Premier League match John Brooks has refereed this season. I was a little surprised to see.
Yeah, I don't think it would get overturned. I think the fact that the referee made a decision on field, I don't think there's enough of that, and as you say, distance from goal to make that change. But I don't think Jota was happy that Adarabioyo landed on top of him with his knee while his arms were in the air, really exposed that rib area.
Yeah, so he's received treatment, he's now walking off the field. So let's get an update on Leicester-Gloucester from Alfie Reynolds.
Leicester 29, Gloucester 26. 6 minutes to go in a one-score game. Both sides have scored the bonus point try. Dan Kelly crossing for Leicester and Max Llewellyn with his third for Gloucester. Leicester 29, Gloucester 26.
0-0 here. I think Diogo Jota is a little winded, that's what I'd say, but as you've pointed out, Leon, he's a big man, Adarabioyo, landing on him with his knee into his side. He's just waiting for the nod to come back on the far side. Darwin Núñez has been sent out to warm up. Reece James now down in the right back position. Excellent turn from him. A little step over to take it away from Gakpo. And then Chelsea go back to goalkeeper Sanchez, who clears from the ground. Madueke, it bounces off him. And Jota is now back onto the field. Remember the match in January between these sides when Núñez had all of those chances. 11 attempts on goal. missed a penalty. He hit the bar or the post 4 times. Well, Jota is back on the field, and actually Liverpool on the move. Salah, edge of the area, but followed all the way by Lavia. Miscontrolled by Palmer though, and Liverpool are back in possession on the halfway line. Szoboszlai back to Van Dijk, little tap from him. Here is the Hungarian captain, Szoboszlai. Now to Salah, Liverpool's 6-goal top scorer this season, but the forwards have been in very good form. 6 for Salah, 5 for Diaz, 4 for Jota, and Gakpo starting this one, yet to get off the mark in the Premier League, but a couple of goals in the Carabao Cup. Liverpool still with it on what is a beautiful October afternoon. I have to say, on the way here I came through possibly every type of weather that you could experience, but I think the storm has moved on now to the north, and it is blue sky above Anfield. The temperature is pleasant as well.
Pleasant for you, John. It's not pleasant for everyone.
Not pleasant for everyone. It was very blustery. I thought that blue cap of yours might be in danger up here, but it's okay. You've got it moored successfully. And Liverpool have got the ball with Kelleher. Kadeem Kelleher, who played the last couple of matches for the Republic of Ireland, was caught out, wasn't he? A mistake, gave the ball away for one of the Greek goals, but actually had an excellent game in Piraeus. And Kelleher, now tall and blonde-haired, overhits that by an absolute distance, and it bounces all the way through for a goal kick at the other end. I think that got caught by the wind. Yeah,
it did. Well, I think Liverpool trying to play out from the back. Then Chelsea just decided to go man-to-man and just track them all the way and left themselves in 1v1 situations at the back. Kelleher trying to pick out, I think it was Mo Salah in the end. He was probably closest to aiming for. But yeah, Chelsea very aggressive with the press there.
Yeah, and this is going to be quite an important spell for Kelleher, getting his opportunity as Liverpool overhit the ball from Alexander-Arnold, and that also was all the way through to Sanchez. Yeah, with Kelleher getting this opportunity, so I would imagine he'll have a run in the team. But also this summer, remember, Liverpool signed Georgi Mamardashvili, who did so well for Georgia at the Euros, then loaned him back to Valencia. But a £30 million goalkeeper, you know, that makes it clear what Liverpool's plan might be.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think Kelleher's ever disappointed or really let Liverpool down when he's been in the team.
No, long ball from Sanchez, and Sancho races onto this inside the penalty area, then lays it back. Gusto on his left foot gets that all wrong and skies the cross that just sort of loops away beyond the goal and behind, and bounces in front of the Kop for a goal kick.
Yeah, well, brilliant bit of play. I mean, just said about Kelleher realising about 1v1 situation and trying to play the long ball to Salah. That's exactly what Sanchez did. So to Jadon Sancho over the top, 1v1 with Trent Alexander-Arnold, gets inside the penalty area above a goalkeeper's pass, but that's what happens when a right back's playing left on the left side.
Yeah,
using that left foot isn't as comfortable.
Exactly so, as the ball is played back to Sanchez, who was a little uncomfortable there as he played it back out to Colwell, and Colwell tried to clear it, bounced off Gakpo, back onto him, and he was a little fortunate there that it fell into his path, and he was able to clear it towards the halfway line, and eventually it's out of play on the far side for what is given as a throw to Chelsea. So Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. Yeah, that last attack from Chelsea was Sanchez-Sancho, wasn't it? Which also sounds like it was
nearly
something.
Caught me out, I've got to be honest.
It also sounds like something out of Strictly Come Dancing.
But it's been a bit scrappy so far. I mean, just saying about Gusto scooping one over the top of the crossbar. Colwell there just miss-hitting. We've seen Cole Palmer miss-touch. Trent Alexander-Arnold misplaced pass into the hands of Sanchez in the goal. So yeah, it's been quite a sloppy start.
Yeah, and it is blustery, let me tell you. Here's Madueke now on the right-hand side. Chelsea on the attack towards the Kop. Palmer on the right-hand side. Cole Palmer, 6-goal Cole Palmer for Chelsea this season. And then back into the centre circle for the visitors, Enzo Maresca's Chelsea. Madueke receives it again, heels almost on the white line. 2 Liverpool players up against him, takes on Robertson, goes round Robertson, pulls it back now. Caicedo with the ball across the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away by Alexander-Arnold, comes back to him, he's able to head it further away. Szoboszlai, little nodded pass down for Salah to chase, but Lavia was able to turn it out of play and snuff out the Liverpool counter-attack.
Oh, that was outstanding play from Madueke. He's had the ball a couple of times now. Robertson not really putting too much pressure on him, not wanting to get close enough because doesn't want to get himself in that 1v1 situation, so he's just given him 3 or 4 yards, and Madueke's just been happy just to keep the ball and pass it, but on that occasion decided he was going to run at Robertson and went past him like he wasn't there. Picked out his teammate, but nothing came of it. Brilliant bit of play though.
Caicedo seems okay, pays the ball up to Jackson. Jackson very tightly patrolled by Gravenberch and Konate were there, and in the end it's played back to the man all in black, Kevin Kelleher. Long clearance from him over the halfway line, and Chelsea are back in possession. Quite a promising start by Chelsea, I would say.
Yeah, growing into it. I think for the first 5 minutes or so they were happy just to keep possession. There was no aim to where they were going. They didn't try and penetrate in any way, but they've realised, you said, growing into this game. It's more Chelsea now.
Gusto turns it on to Sancho. Jadon Sancho back to Gusto just outside the box. All right foot, does give it back to Sancho though. Then back to Gusto. Tried to slide it back from the dead ball line. Konate slid in with him. And I think as the two of them came together, the final touch was off the Chelsea man for a goal kick. Yeah,
it must have been a slight touch back off Malo Gusto, because there was no complaints from him as he slid to try and put that in. It was just slightly overhit from Jadon Sancho. Should have been a simple pass to get Gusto inside that Liverpool penalty area, but again, Chelsea with the good bit of play, with the good bit of movement, asking the questions.
But as I mentioned, just like the last match that I commentated on, watching a right back playing at left back as Trent Alexander-Arnold did in Helsinki last Sunday evening, even though I thought he worked it very, very well, didn't he? But the ultimate problem is that it does lack that balance, doesn't it? And we're already seeing that from Gusto.
Yeah, there's just something about having left-footed players on the left side, right-footed players on the right side. For those natural balls come back to you, those in-swingers, those crosses that you can deliver more naturally rather than getting back onto your right foot and then being in-swingers.
And he's also got Mo Salah to look after. That was an excellent pass from Van Dijk on the halfway line, right at Salah, who was able to take it down, but Gusto did very well against Salah there. Dispossessed the former Chelsea man, as he was many moons ago, Salah, and now Chelsea on the attack again, and then the covering challenge comes in on Jadon Sancho, which took the ball out of play next to the corner flag. It is a throw-in that Gusto comes up to take. Gusto takes it to Sancho, and the referee says no, you've taken it probably 10 yards, which is correct, John Brooks. It must have been probably 10 yards plus away from where the ball went out of play. Still not being taken in the right place, but never mind. And this throw-in Gusto waits to take in front of the towering Sekeni Dalglish stand. Throw it into the box, looking for the run of Jackson along the dead ball line, but the throw bounced all the way through to Kelleher, who was able to hold it quite comfortably. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0, live from Anfield, and we will be with Liverpool during this coming week as well. When they go to Germany, we'll bring in the commentary from Leipzig on Wednesday night, commentary Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights this week. Live football on 5 Live. Palmer playing the ball to the right hand side. Here's Madueke. Now again Liverpool quickly have 2 men on it. Gakpo was back there. Chelsea have to go back towards the halfway line. Caicedo, then here's Colwill, an underhit pass to Sancho, so Liverpool are now comfortably back in possession, but Chelsea absolutely not being phased here. We've seen lots of possession, and that has had its effect, I think, on the atmosphere as well inside Anfield. Been very quiet since the start with all of this Chelsea possession. That will be part of the plan as well, I'm sure, for Enzo Maresca, who lost here last season, Maresca, when he was the Leicester City manager in the League Cup, despite Leicester taking the lead. Liverpool went on to win it, of course, Jurgen Klopp's last trophy as the manager, and Liverpool go all the way back to goalkeeper Kelleher again. So let's bring in Alfie Reynolds from Welford Road with the final score in the Premiership.
Yeah, full-time Leicester 29, Gloucester 26. A strong second half performance from Leicester to move up to third in the Premiership. They outscored Gloucester in that second half by 3 tries to 1 to win with a bonus point. Full-time Leicester 29, Gloucester 26.
Oh, scary moment for Robert Sanchez here, who had the ball in his 6-yard box, passed it straight to Gakpo, who was 4 yards away, and was very lucky that it bounced straight back to the Chelsea goalkeeper.
Yeah, for all their good play and quiet in the crowd, sometimes crazy moments, lapses of concentrations can can get the opposition into the game and give them a lift, and that was just so lackadaisical from Sanchez. He acted like he had all the time in the world, and he was being closed down by Gakpo. Ended up passing it to him and got very lucky.
Yeah, Sancho again seeing a lot of the ball, tries to slip it into the penalty area for Jackson, cleared away by Konate. Sancho's got it back for Chelsea, takes on Alexander-Arnold, excellent work, and then just a little touch on the ball, although Sancho's gone down inside the box. I think he took the ball, but Sancho goes down, rolls off the pitch, and Chelsea back in possession. You can hear the unsettled feel, I would imagine, of Anfield all around us. They don't like the confident way that Chelsea have started this match and are dominating possession.
No, and we talked before the game, the conversation of that Liverpool 3 up against Lavia and Caicedo, and at the moment Lavia and Caicedo are winning that duel. They're winning the ball back quickly when it's given away. They're being in possession of the ball quite comfortable. Liverpool can't get near them. Szoboszlai is pushing right up front, pretty much alongside Jota. It's as if Liverpool are playing a 4-2-4 formation out of possession, and but they're still not able to stop that Chelsea from starting the attacks.
Yeah, Szoboszlai just getting a touch on the ball now, then gets it back, but Lavia was able to come across him, and Chelsea take possession again, halfway inside their own half. So and the full-time whistle has gone in the 3 o'clock kickoff in the Championship as well. Sunderland back on top of the table, Rob Law.
They are absolutely. Sunderland 1-0 up against Hull. Final whistle has gone. An even game that didn't really break into life until the second half. Hull with 3 really good opportunities to take the lead before Chris Bedia hit the post. It felt at that point like a goal was coming for the home side, but Sunderland, against the run of play, nicked it and countered with informed striker Wilson Isidore. A brilliant pace, brilliant finish as he lifted the ball over the Hull keeper. Sunderland moved top of the Championship table. Hull 0, Sunderland 1.
Sancho on the attack for Chelsea. Down the left into the full-back position, then gives it back to Lavia, and then Chelsea just exchanging passes, those two on the far side. Comes back centrally to Caicedo, now Reece James out to Madueke. The pass just lacked a little bit of pace. Back to James with a cross, and at the back post Alexander-Arnold was able to stretch. There's gusto coming in for Chelsea, and Alexander-Arnold just on the stretch facing his own goal, headed it beyond the far post for a Chelsea corner.
Yeah, that's what it gives you, Reece James, from that right back position. They've got good balance at the moment, despite Gusto playing on that left side, because Jadon Sancho's given them great width and great balance on that side of the pitch. As I'm just seeing that Sancho challenge up against Trent Alexander-Arnold, they wanted a penalty for. There was contact. I'm not sure whether he was losing his balance anyway, but yeah, Reece James, when Madueke goes down that right hand side, he can whip it in when that ball comes back to him.
0-0, corner taken short by Chelsea. Here's Gusto again, now back to the left hand side, and in comes the cross. Yo going for it, but Kelleher came forward, punched it well, and actually the flag goes up, and it's a free kick to Liverpool inside their own penalty area. But Liverpool struggling to cope with Chelsea just at the moment.
Yeah, they are, and actually the assistant put the flag up from offside. I'm seeing it again, he was about 5 yards onside. That was Adebayo. If he'd have got contact on that ball, that probably would have been a goal.
And that was a tight pass away from Kelleher as well, but they have played round Chelsea, and now Liverpool with Jones, but his pass forward is blocked by Madueke. Comes back to Ryan Gravenberch, certainly a contender for Liverpool's player of the season so far, with the work that he's doing as the midfield general, to use an old-fashioned term. It's not often you hear that used these days, is it? Back in your old position, midfield colonel.
I don't think it was ever mentioned to me though, John.
Midfield lieutenant.
Private.
Midfield private. Here's Van Dijk, who has it in the centre circle, and just moves the ball out to the right hand side, and then Konate, Jackson almost got in there. Salah now prods it forward to Jota. Salah makes the run, but very tightly watched by Colwill. Chelsea wanted a free kick for that challenge by Colwill on Jota, but I felt it was fair, as Chelsea have it with Adebayo again. Now here is James. James caught in possession. Now Jota. The free kick's been given Chelsea's way. Foul by Gakpo. There's no great protest by the players, even if you can hear it from the stands.
No, I think it just about was. He took a risk there though, Reece James. He stepped in to midfield. He was trying to have touches on the ball, and I think it was Gakpo just sort of sneakily just clipped his ankle, hoping that the referee didn't see it. There was contact on a free kick.
Oh, Madueke is away from Robertson. Madueke squares it. Palmer's in. Oh, and a great block by Curtis Jones, who threw himself in front of Palmer just when it seemed it had opened up. And that was a crucial leg, I think, from Jones that blocked the shot of Palmer 8 yards out.
Outstanding defending from Curtis Jones.
Liverpool on the counter-attack. Suddenly the atmosphere begins to improve here inside Anfield. And Salah keeps his feet. Oh, and then goes down under the challenge. And the referee says play on. Colwell in with the challenge. Salah went down and the ball's put out of play on the halfway line. And Arne Slot aims a kick at the ball. That's an angry kick by the Liverpool manager. But referee Brooks says no penalty for the Colwell challenge on Salah. What do you think, Leon Osman?
Well, I think the referee couldn't have been any closer to it. I mean, we're seeing the replays. He's in the shot of the replay, so he knew exactly. He couldn't have had a better look at it. I think there is contact, but I think that Mo Salah was actually slowing down, hoping that the contact came, rather than going for a shot and Colwell really impeding him. I think he's looking for the contact. I think he had an opportunity to get a shot away, and I don't think the contact from Colwell is significant enough to have brought Mo Salah down in that way. So I think, especially with him being so close, that the referee got that one right.
So there we are. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. 25 minutes played. Chelsea have had a case for the Alexander-Arnold challenge on Sancho, and now Liverpool have had a case for a penalty too, after that challenge from Colwell on Salah. But there is the feeling now that Liverpool might have a little bit of wind in their sails. Salah shooting from the angle. Jones trying to turn, but as he did so, he was challenged. He was brought down, and it is a penalty now. Chelsea cannot believe it. Colwell puts his hands on his head, and it is a penalty for Liverpool.
Oh, how quickly things can turn around, and what a reaction when the crowd get behind the team here. Suddenly the team lift themselves incredible levels, because Liverpool haven't been involved in this game for the first 20 minutes or so. They're just 15. They haven't been involved. It's been pretty much all Chelsea, and then they have that penalty claim moments ago. Suddenly the crowd's lifted. Suddenly Liverpool players are starting to run beyond the ball. Curtis Jones plays it wide, gets in the penalty area, and actually, as Mo Salah takes the shot on this time, it hits Curtis Jones on the back, and as they're all looking for it over both shoulders, Colwell just has a little dangle of his leg just to try and nick it away. I think there is contact. I think he made contact with Curtis Jones, and as I said, because of that, the referee is not going to see this one overturned.
No, that is a penalty. There's enough contact there. The referee's seen it as a penalty. Cody Gakpo's just looking after the ball for you know who. Mo Salah just waiting on his own in the D, and Robert Sanchez is actually standing wide of the goal. Now, Robert Sanchez has already saved a penalty this season when Chelsea won 1-0 at Bournemouth last month. Remember the Evan Nielsen penalty that wasn't the best. I remember him saving a Bruno Fernandes penalty against Manchester United last season, and now there's a yellow card being shown to one of the Chelsea players, Nicholas Jackson. So that's a yellow card for Jackson, who is no stranger to them. And here we are now, the chance for Liverpool to take the lead. Chelsea have had the better of things so far in the match. Could have taken the lead a few moments ago when Jones blocked from Palmer, but now for Chelsea, the fearsome sight of their former player Salah driving in left-footed. Sanchez went the wrong way. The ball flew past him into the back of the Chelsea net, and Mo Salah can celebrate his 7th Liverpool goal of the season. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0.
Yeah, good penalty from Mo Salah. Went for power rather than precision on this penalty kick. Goalkeeper Sanchez dived to his right. Mo Salah went to his right as he stands up on the penalty with that left foot. Keeper dived the wrong way. He went with power anyway. Would have made it difficult for the goalkeeper to save. Well, yeah, after not being involved in the start of this game, really, Liverpool. They find themselves ahead. Mo Salah, brilliant penalty, but mostly down to Curtis Jones. It was an outstanding tackle at one end of the pitch. It was like a double tackle to stop Cole Palmer being able to put Chelsea ahead straight down the other end, and he wins the penalty. Really good bit of spell there for Curtis Jones.
Yeah, excellent. Comes out of that brilliantly, doesn't he? Pivotal in one penalty area, then pivotal in the other. The England under-21 international still waiting for his full debut. I thought he'd get it last week, but then actually had to come back to Liverpool because of a personal matter, so didn't go to Finland. And it looks like Liverpool are going to have to make a change because Diogo Jota's not going to be able to continue, and Darwin Núñez is going to come on against the team where he did everything but score here in January. But Jota, do we think that is the legacy of that early challenge from Adarabioyo? It does look as though he was holding his side.
Yeah, I've not really seen any other contacts in the game. I've not really seen him pull up after having a sprint or anything, but he did look like he was in a bit of pain. And yeah, Darwin Núñez straight into the action, straight swap. He'll go right up through the centre of that Liverpool team.
Yeah, Darwin Núñez, who was away with Uruguay this fortnight, which did make me wonder because he received a 5-match international ban after the that violent ending to the Copa America semi-final, but was able to play as the ball is played forward for Liverpool, and Sanchez comes out against Núñez and puts the ball out of play on the far side. Yeah, there's a kind of appeal process going on, so his suspension was suspended for this month. Hence, he was able to go and play for Uruguay. Throw-in taken. Liverpool come forward again, and it's defended wide of the near post by Colwell after it was cut back by Szoboszlai from the dead ball line. So a Liverpool corner now from the right.
Yeah, just seen Enzo Maresca just in his little area with his arms out, asking and pleading for what's got going on with his Chelsea team. As Liverpool again just looking sharper now since that goal. Quick throw-ins, catching Chelsea out. Chelsea just look a bit shell-shocked at the moment.
Yeah, the goal, the incident, the penalty, it's changed the game for the time being. So it's a corner from the right-hand side. In it comes, it's headed away by a falling Adarabioyo, comes out to Alexander-Arnold, left-footed ball all the way over everyone and through to goalkeeper Sanchez. On a slot was shown a yellow card, by the way, the Liverpool manager. I think that was after he rather angrily kicked the ball away. As Liverpool attack again, it's Jones through for Salah, Salah's ball across, and at the back post, Gakpo is offside, and the goal is ruled out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was Gakpo or whether it was Mo Salah. Curtis Jones again gets himself in a brilliant position, and I think the crowd was screaming for him to take a shot. Everything seemed to open up, and I think he just had one touch too many, which meant Mo Salah just couldn't hold his run. He just drifted into an offside position. Once he's played it in, Mo Salah played it across the goal brilliantly for the tap in from Gakpo, but just one touch too many from Curtis Jones.
Yep, he was offside, Salah, when Jones played it through to him. So it remains Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. Manchester City, as we speak, are top of the table after their 2-1 win at Wolves with a dramatic late goal. We were sitting here listening to Conor McNamara's commentary. John Stones in the 5th minute of added time to win it 2-1 against Wolves, and we have already on 5 Live at least heard from Josko Gvardiol and from Pep Guardiola, who are on in the immediate build-up to this match, but I would imagine we'll hear from Gary O'Neill at half-time as the ball is played forward for Jackson for Chelsea. Right side of the area, went for goal from a very tight angle as he fell.
I think he might have hit the post.
I think it flicked the top of the... must have been the outside of the top of the post and flew into the cup.
I think Maresca thinks the goalkeeper made a save. I think there was certainly something at the end, but that was brilliant from Chelsea. Back to what they'd done, playing through the lines of Liverpool. Caicedo getting turned, and then he just slipped one down the side of Virgil van Dijk for Jackson running in behind him. It was a really tight angle that he hit it from, and the goalkeeper was always going to be favourite in that situation, but Chelsea back to looking sharp there.
I think that did clip the post, or
maybe it was just my eyes. Yeah, maybe it was just the top of the netting from that side angle. Yeah,
possibly. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. Mo Salah's penalty. So Liverpool played out from the back, and Van Dijk has to win a goal kick after Palmer closed him down, just played it off the Chelsea man and through, and out and behind. So Liverpool on course to go back above Manchester City at the top of the table. So we've seen one of those social media posts from the Premier League Match Centre, which is up on the corner of the screen, and it says that the VAR checked and confirmed the referee's call for Colwell's challenge on Jones. So Michael Oliver backed it up. It did go to VAR, but Michael Oliver agreed with the referee's decision, which I think, Leon, we feel was the right decision.
Yeah, I think all three potential for penalty kicks, I think he's called them right. Two that weren't, and one that was. It's good that, noticing that the fan experience there, the information is being passed through. We're getting it here, but the fans in the stadium are able to see that on the big boards.
Yeah. And by the way, the Jackson yellow card just before Salah took the penalty, I think he was interfering with Mo Salah.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to get in his head. He went inside as if he was talking to his goalkeeper, trying to tell him what to do, but he stood right next to where Mo Salah would be making his run from, right next to the penalty spots. The referee booked him.
Yeah, booked him for technically delaying the restart. And here is the goal scorer, Salah, who wins a free kick. Just 8 or 10 yards inside the Chelsea half. Gusto was just very tight, too tight to him, according to referee Brooks. That interfering with Mo Salah didn't work very well then. He went. Nope. I mean, it was a fine penalty. He went for power, didn't he?
Yes.
He's got a whole range of penalties, Salah.
Yeah, and I think all good penalty takers do. I think they can go different ways. They've got different styles, different types. I've seen him roll them into the corners. I've seen him go down the middle, but he went to his right with a lot of power. Not right in the corner by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly enough to find the goal.
And that is now 4 goals in his last 5 Liverpool appearances for Mo Salah. He's almost always on some sort of run like that, as Salah is now wrestling with Gusto, who comes out with the ball, the Chelsea man, and plays it to Jadon Sancho. Sancho just drags it back, takes on now Alexander-Arnold. Actually passed the ball infield before he reached Alexander-Arnold, but that broke down, and Liverpool now played forward. Nunez to Gakpo, then through the middle, Szoboszlai straight at the goalkeeper with his right foot. I think he was slightly off balance, running across the penalty area and shot back the other direction, if you like, and straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, really good play, back to front, some crisp passing there, and great play from Gakpo. Just cuts inside Reece James, who couldn't stay with him, and then wondered what he was going to do. Was he going to go himself? But he spotted the run. Szoboszlai, some powerful running to get inside that Chelsea penalty area, but the angle of his run compared with the pass angle just made it difficult for him to get any power.
Chelsea with Madueke now into the penalty area on the right hand side, back onto his left foot, little pass to Palmer flicks it square, but Alexander-Arnold is able to just step into the path of the Palmer pass and say thank you very much. And then Nunez is being fouled by Colwill, and he wins a free kick, but then there was a little kick out by Nunez at Colwill, which he really didn't need to do.
No, absolutely not, but Colwill has been very tight. It was Jota at first. Every time he goes in up on Szoboszlai, he is as tight as you can possibly get. The referee has let some go, deemed that one a foul, and if he keeps doing that to somebody like Darwin Nunez, Darwin Nunez has a chance of becoming frustrated if the referee doesn't give those fouls.
Well, do you remember that early sending off? Was that Joachim Andersen who challenged him, and he got sent off early on in his Liverpool career, and it was just that sort of challenge, wasn't it? And Nunez reacted. Liverpool leading Chelsea by 1-0. Here is the goal scorer again, who miscontrols it and gives possession back to Chelsea. He did score for Egypt as well against Mauritania in a Africa Cup of Nations qualifier, and then didn't play in the return match in Mauritania. He was allowed to have a rest. Chelsea with Sancho, but Alexander-Arnold puts the challenge in and knocks it out of play for a corner to Chelsea from the left.
There's been some good individual battles on the pitch today. Gusto up against Salah has been an interesting one, because Gusto keeps trying to become in an advanced position. Salah's available if Liverpool can get the ball to him quickly in that transition, but he's given as good as he's got at the moment. But also Sancho up against Trent Alexander-Arnold. They've had a go at each other so far. Trent is actually, I think, just about coming out on top with the way he's defended against Sancho.
Yep, it's been good, that. 1-0 Liverpool lead. Here's the corner. James takes it into the near post, but that's headed away by Szoboszlai. Back to James. And now Palmer, left-footed cross to the back post. That is a leaping header away by Nunez, who's claiming he was being fouled. Chelsea take up possession again. Caicedo, I think, very nearly stood on the ball. And now Alexander-Arnold quirls in quick on him and challenges it and tackles it out of play for a throw-in to Chelsea next to the corner flag. Caicedo, as we mentioned, Liverpool were interested, but ended up signing for Chelsea instead at the start of last season. So there you are, you can hear the whistles for Caicedo, and back it goes towards the halfway line. Colwill, left-footed pass, Sancho backing away on the far side, right up to the white line, and plays it back to Gusto. Gusto now right-footed ball into the edge of the area. Jackson gives it back to Caicedo, but it was high. It was a poor return pass. Nunez was quickly in. Salah with the outside of his left foot. This is for Gakpo to chase, but Adarabioyo got there first. The two defenders came across, James as well, and it was put out of play for a throw into Liverpool on the far side.
Yeah, Liverpool will like it if that kind of eventuality keeps occurring. Chelsea being in advanced positions, giving the ball away and giving opportunities for Nunez, Gakpo and Salah to use their pace in behind with an awful lot of space. And Mo Salah tried to be too precise with that pass. I think he tried to find Gakpo to his feet as he was running rather than 20 yards ahead of him, because I think he may have won that race that he did.
So 1-0 Liverpool lead. This would take them back to the top of the table where they started this morning before Manchester City's win. Last gasp win, yet another last gasp win with the John Stones late goal, yet again, after his late goal against Arsenal before the internationals. Here, Liverpool in possession on the halfway line. Defeat for Rangers today as well. If you missed that, Kilmarnock beat Rangers. Nicholas Jackson is now sat down on the halfway line, and there's anger here from the home sections because Konate has very kindly put the ball out of play so Jackson can receive some treatment. So I'm not sure what's happened there. Yeah, he's holding his back.
Yeah, it looks like he's holding his back. So he just went down completely off the ball. Liverpool fans wanting the team to continue. Curtis Jones tried to continue, but I think Konate was probably right. I think if a player goes down off the ball with something you're not quite sure about, it's not. There's not been a challenge. There's not been something that you think he might be play acting or anything like that, so he's receiving treatment.
Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0 in the T20 World Cup final. South Africa are 53 for 1 in the 8th over, and they need 159 to beat New Zealand. Commentary on that is on Sports Extra right now. I mentioned Rangers defeat, so Kilmarnock winning with that late goal from Marley Watkins, and Sunderland, if you just switched on, Sunderland won 1-0 at Hull City, so Sunderland are back on top of the championship. Jackson still receiving.
They've just shown the replay of when he first held it. It was when he ran through a goal when we were discussing about whether that shot hit the netting or just skimmed the post. As he's had his shot with his right foot, he has swung so hard that all his feet left the ground, and he ended up finishing his swing by landing on his backside, and obviously still feeling the effects. He's just coming to the sideline now. Chelsea are warming up some substitutions, but I don't know if any of them are getting stripped.
Just keep an eye on Jackson as he comes off to the side of the field, so play will resume very shortly. But yes, Liverpool off to Germany, so commentary coming up from Leipzig on Wednesday night. Tuesday night, Arsenal against Shakhtar Donetsk. Thursday night, live from Turkey, live from Istanbul, Fenerbahce against Manchester United. Don't miss that one on 5 Live. And then Friday night, England-Germany in the Women's International at Wembley. But all of the midweek football covered on 5 Live. And all of that live football, and of course the Monday Night Club tomorrow, which will have updates on Nottingham Forest against Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest, who drew 1-1 with Chelsea in their last match. Nottingham Forest, who also won here at Anfield this season. The only blot on Arne Slot's record, as Jackson, I think, is going to come back onto the field. They'll probably let him come back on. We're in the 44th minute now and see how he is at half-time. Jones, Curtis Jones. A super block from Palmer, and then Jones winning the penalty for Liverpool after the Colwill challenge on him. Salah down the line for Szoboszlai to reach, but he won't reach. It runs out of play, and it's a throw into Chelsea in their own left back position. mentioned the fact Mo Salah did play in the home match against Mauritania, but they said he didn't need to go to Mauritania, where the match was played in Nouakchott. I wonder what it's like in Nouakchott. And that is because Mauritania have a plastic pitch in Nouakchott. So Liverpool might be listening. People might be listening on the World Service right now in Nouakchott. So good day to you in Nouakchott. Liverpool with it on the right hand side. Salah plays it in. Nunez heads it back to the edge of the area, but the offside flag was up against Nunez, and it's a free kick. And very shortly we'll be seeing fourth official Craig Pawson. He's just hoisting the board up above his head to check he's got the numbers in. We've had a few stoppages actually, so it might be as many as 3 minutes to be added on at the end of the first half. Anfield goes quiet again as Sanchez passes the ball out to Lavia, who turns, and Lavia sets off towards the halfway line, still going. Little pass to Gusto, who's once again joined the attack. He's done that every opportunity. And now Sancho, then back to Gusto on his left foot. No, he had to come back onto his right. He did think about it, but instead plays it short to Lavia, and then back it goes towards the halfway line. See it absolutely there, the problem of not having a left footer at left back. It's actually going to be 5 minutes of added time.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, as you said. There's been a lot of stop-start.
Madueke takes on Robertson again, but this time he doesn't let him past him. Goes to ground, the Scotland captain, and tackles it behind into the hoardings of the Cup for a corner.
I think Chelsea have done okay in this first half, barring that 5-minute spell that Liverpool pushed up, got the goal. The one thing that surprised me is they haven't used Madueke a lot more, because that's the second occasion he's run at Robertson, and he beat him on the first occasion, nearly scored an opener goal. On that occasion, Robertson was a full stretch to stop him and give away the corner. It's an avenue for Chelsea.
Yep, the point of attack.
Haven't used it enough.
No, it's almost invariably been on the left. Here's Palmer then with the corner, which is headed away by Van Dijk, just outside the 6-yard box. Headed forward by Caicedo, but Liverpool are off on the counter-attack unless Caicedo gets there first, which he does. And then it's headed forward to Gravenberch, and the crowd think that chance of the Liverpool attack is still on. Salah outside of his boot to Nunez, 25 yards out, then through to Jones. Jones turns, Sanchez comes out, Jones goes over the top of him. It's another penalty. It's a second penalty of the first half for Liverpool, and again it's Curtis Jones who's won it, and I think that's a yellow card being shown. It is to Sanchez, the goalkeeper, as Jones played it past him. Sanchez came out, and as I say, Jones, that was contact, and he up and over the top Jones went, and it's a penalty.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one though. First thought was that it was a challenge, that Sanchez sort of made it with his feet. I thought he got a bit of the ball. I'm just about to see it again, that he come out. Yes, it's just like a challenge, and
it's like a tackle, isn't it?
It's like a tackle, and he certainly got some of the ball, but the ball ends up going, it wriggles underneath his leg. I would expect that to get overruled and overturned by VAR. I really would, because he makes the tackle with his knee, and the ball just ricochets over. It's not dangerous, it's not putting a player in danger with the severity of a tackle, and the ball just ricochets. I don't know if the referee thought he hadn't made contact and the ball had gone through his legs. They are looking at it on VAR, but it was a good move again from Liverpool, back to front, playing it through. Curtis Jones again making an advanced run. He's been key in this first half for all the main bits of action we'll talk about. But yeah, I expect that one to get overturned.
Leon, I think you've analysed that superbly, because John Brooks has been called over to the monitor, which is right down in front of us on this side of the ground, and with Michael Oliver calling him over, who is the video assistant referee. I think we know what the outcome is going to be here. The two of them are in discussions. John Brooks is standing in front of the screen, he's watching it, but as Leon Osman says, when Sanchez came out with that sort of, it's like a defender's tackle rather than a goalkeeper spreading himself, but with his legs, Sanchez did certainly get the ball first. And there's one angle that we're looking at, which is the angle from right behind, which I'm guessing is the one the referee's looking at now, which makes it look like actually a very good tackle.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he's looking at it so much. I'd have thought one quick look at this would have seen it done. Sanchez seemed like, when he realised the penalty had been given and it was against him and he received the yellow card, he couldn't understand what had happened.
Here we go, referee turns away, long discussion, the whistle, there is the rectangle, and the penalty is ruled out. which is not going down terribly well in the stand behind us.
That's putting it mildly.
And the yellow card will also be taken away as well. And so it remains Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0, and I would imagine we'll be playing on well beyond the 5 minutes after this.
Yeah, absolutely, you'd expect so. I mean, that would have been a big moment had that been given. Liverpool going in to the half at 2-0 advantage. Well, certainly not the way the game has sort of played out. Chelsea wouldn't have deserved to be 2-0 behind.
So play back underway. Long ball downfield from goalkeeper Sanchez. Van Dijk just cushions it back to goalkeeper Kelleher. Crucial moment in the match that. If Liverpool had gone 2-0 up on Chelsea before half time, that would have taken a great deal of overturning for Chelsea here at Anfield. And yes, they've lost here under Arne Slot this season, but they've lost just 3 of their last 75 domestic matches at Anfield. Here's Madueke. Madueke gets away from Robertson, cuts in field. There are Liverpool players there, plays it square. Sancho now on the edge of the penalty area, but Sancho ran into trouble. It's won back though by Lavia. Lavia does exceptionally well, but then so does Nunez, putting in a tackle to win it back from Lavia. And then the Uruguayans able to bring the ball forward. The Liverpool number 9. Salah goes for a long pass up towards Gakpo, which is dealt with by James, but James has headed it straight to Szoboszlai, who is then challenged by Caicedo, who doesn't like the way that Szoboszlai went down and has told him exactly what he thinks of him. And Szoboszlai gets up and has a little word back with Caicedo. A bit of spice in it.
Yeah, there wasn't an awful lot in that. There was a challenge. It was a necessary challenge. Yes, it was potentially a little bit high, but that's where the ball was. But Szoboszlai did take offence to it.
Yep. Here's again Chelsea now with Madueke again down the right hand side. He's just up against Robertson this time, plays it back to Palmer on his left foot, curls it over from the angle. It flies over the top into the cup, and judging by Palmer's reaction, turning away, hands to his face, that cannot have been far away.
No, and I think he expected to score. I expected him to hit the back of the goal. As soon as it went past Virgil van Dijk, who was desperately trying to get out to get a block on it, I just thought it must be going to go into that top corner, but he just got underneath it slightly. It just was still rising as it reached that Liverpool goal. Kelleher at full stretch wasn't getting there, but again, a dangerous attack coming down the right-hand side. When they've used it, when they've used Madueke, they've created chances, Chelsea.
Yep, great example of that, wasn't it, of Palmer finding the space as Madueke again tacks down the right. This is bearing out what you said as well about using the right flank more to throw into Chelsea just beyond the halfway point inside the Liverpool half. Heavy touch from Caicedo, which eventually does then bounce out of play, and I think he's jarred his knee as well as he went down off the pitch. It was all rather clumsy there. Nunez and Caicedo miscontrolled it, bounced back onto it, then caught his foot in the turf as he landed, and he's gone down on his back again, having already had a bit of an issue during the course of the first half.
Yeah, I'm just seeing it. I just think he just got his left toe caught in the floor as his momentum took him over the top, which just meant that his knee just got slightly open, slightly exposed, a little bit of weight going through it at the wrong angle. Yeah, he's back to his feet now.
He is. He's going to see it through at half time, certainly. Not received treatment there. Caicedo with a touch, then Palmer holds off Szoboszlai, who was fouled. I think Szoboszlai just put his hands on Palmer's back. Palmer's on his knees, palms apart, yellow card. Well, Palmer was appealing to the referee as if to say, what are you going to do about that? I'm guessing he didn't influence the referee, that John Brooks had already decided it was going to be a yellow card.
Well, it was definitely a foul. I'm not sure whether that was the yellow card was for the foul, because I'm not sure it was severe enough. Whether he kicked the ball away because he went to play a pass that, it was a second or two after the free kick was given, or whether he said something, but he's in the yellow card, he's in the book.
Yeah, delaying the restart, it was confirmed. James takes the free kick in right at the end of the first half here, comes off a Liverpool head, but there will be no corner. That's the last action of the first half. And if there's one thing that the officials are red hot on this season, it's delaying the restart, and everyone should know that. But there we are, half time. There's a bit of spice in this, isn't there? As I said right at the start, the number of times that they've played each other, the sheer weight of numbers, what the supporters think of one another. There's not a lot of love lost, and there's real feeling in this match, with Liverpool leading through the Salah penalty at half-time.
And I think they'll be delighted to be going in leading this game, because I don't think Liverpool have been that good. I think Chelsea have been the better team from their own penalty area up to the final third. I think they've played better football. I think they've used the pitches and the spaces better, but they haven't found that key moment. They haven't been good enough in the final third where you need to do something to create a goal. Liverpool, on the other hand, haven't been very good for the majority of the pitch, but they always look like they can create a moment and score a goal when they get to that top end of the pitch. That's why they're so good. That's why they're always competing, always scoring goals, because even when they're not playing well, they've got people that can make a difference in a game, as has happened in that first half.
Yeah, big moment late in the half when a second penalty was awarded to Liverpool for Sanchez coming out, his challenge on Jones, but VAR overturned that. So as it is, just the one penalty scored by Salah after Colwill's foul on Jones. And at half-time here at Anfield, with the sprinklers suddenly bursting into life all over the pitch, it is Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0.
John Murray, as high as 41, as low as 27. What is that?
As high as 41, as low as 27. Now, what is that?
It's today's weather in Nouakchott for you.
Is it? As high as what?
41.
41. Goodness me.
Yeah, well, if you are listening there via...
Nouakchott would be even warm enough for Leon Osman.
Oh, just about. I might take a coat off there.
Right, thank you both. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0 at half-time. We'll be back at Anfield shortly. What about the Women's T20 World Cup final? South Africa chasing 159 for victory. Dan Norcross.
Well, it's as high as 38 and as low as 36 here, so I don't know what that is. 64 for 3. South Africa halfway through their chase. They need 159 to win, and they're in all sorts of trouble. They started brilliantly. Laura Wolfhard got them off to a brilliant start. 33 she made off 27 balls, but gradually New Zealand have managed to get themselves back in it. Wickets for Fran Jonas and 2 for Mealy Kerr, who limped off with a cramp at one stage, had to take pickle juice, is now back out there. She's the leading wicket taker in this tournament, and she's proving her value to New Zealand. Such an extraordinary player. 64 for 3, 10 overs gone. They need 95 in 10 overs. It's highly unlikely, but it's still possible with Marizanne Kapp at the crease alongside Nadine de Klerk.
Live commentary right now on 5 Sports Extra. After that, 7:30, there'll be full commentary on 5 Live of the United States Grand Prix. I imagine it's not much cooler in Texas this afternoon either, Jenny Gow.
It's beautiful here, massive blue skies, lots of sunshine, and everyone is out and in style down here. It's the original American GP, and yeah, there's a lot of excitement ahead of it, with Lando Norris on pole position alongside Max Verstappen.
Is this sort of, will McLaren kind of see this as partially their home Grand Prix because of Zach Brown?
I'm not sure. I think that's lumping on a subject that is quite tenuous, I'm going to be totally honest. There's a lot of connections with America. Yeah, Zach is American. He's brought so much energy to McLaren and they're back to winning ways. In charge of the Constructors' Championship at the moment for the first time in absolute years. So let's lump on that. We'll go with that. It's all down to Zach, yes.
Well, they've certainly improved a lot, and for a long time people were saying, hang on, Lando Norris might catch Max Verstappen in the World Championship race. Has the last sort of couple of weeks maybe dulled that a bit? He's got a lot of work to do.
So much work, more than you and I put together. 54 points is the gap at the moment coming into this race. Max Verstappen is in a commanding position, but I think it's just the psychological blow that yesterday had on Lando Norris, with Max Verstappen coming to the sprint race, which was happened yesterday morning, and he was dominant, really dominant, and Lando Norris couldn't get close to him. So that gives us a little inkling into what might happen today, and I think it's more a case of Max Verstappen biding his time, and at some point I do expect him to take the lead of this. That if it will take something extraordinary, let's put it like that, for Lando Norris to still win this championship. But we've got 6 races. Anything can happen in those 6 races. And I think a lot of the people who are fans of the sport, and not particularly one person or another, would want there to be something interesting happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Jenny, thank you very much indeed. So 7:30 full commentary from Texas. We will squeeze in as much reaction as we can to the day's football before second half commentary from Anfield, all after the news on 5 Live with Richard Foster.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Sir Chris Hoy has appeared on the BBC for the first time since revealing he has terminal cancer. He's taking part in the coverage of the track cycling in Copenhagen, but didn't mention his diagnosis. Here he is speaking to the show's host, Jill Douglas.
A very warm welcome to the final day of competition here at the Track Cycling World Championships. Alongside me, as he has been all week, Sir Chris Hoy. How are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah, having a great week, some incredible performances, and hopefully some more to come.
And among friends, it's been great to see so many familiar faces here this week.
It's always great to be back in the track centre, so many familiar faces, teammates, coaches, rivals. Yeah, and happy memories for me too from coming back to Copenhagen from 2002 and 2010.
Doctors have given Sir Chris between 2 and 4 years to live. He's posted on Instagram that he's feeling fit, strong and positive. The Hamas-run health ministry says at least 87 people have been killed and more than 40 injured in Israeli strikes on a residential area in northern Gaza. The ministry says several victims are still under the rubble. Israel disputes the figure. Flood defences are being deployed along parts of the River Lagan in Belfast because of high winds and rain from Storm Ashley. Police are urging drivers to consider whether their journey is necessary. Dozens of flights at Belfast City and Dublin airports have been cancelled. And events are taking place in cities including London, Manchester and Liverpool in memory of the late One Direction star Liam Payne. He died aged 31 on Wednesday in Argentina. Scotland Yard thinks up to 1,000 people have turned up to the vigil at Hyde Park in central London.
Radio 1 Live Lounge Month. Throughout October, here's some of the biggest artists performing live. Including Perry, Tom Brennan, Jade, Camilla Cabello, and more. Radio 1's Live Lounge Month. Listen by searching Live Lounge on BBC Sounds. This is 5 Live Sport with Steve Crossman. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Liverpool on course to go back to the top of the Premier League. They lead Chelsea by 1-0 at half-time. Second half commentary from Anfield on the way. As it stands, it's Manchester City who are top. They beat Wolves 2-1 earlier thanks to a very late goal from John Stones, something he's made a bit of a habit of recently.
Incredible feeling against Arsenal to, save us right at the end, and obviously today to get the 3 points. I'm really pleased. Obviously, whoever it would have been that's in my position dreams or wants those feelings in football at least once, and I'm lucky that I've had some good ones already this season, and we've been trying super hard to improve on our set pieces and make the most of them. And today was a new focus and a new attitude towards them, and that belief that we're going to go up there and score. And hopefully this is the start of many more. It's a vital part of the game. Set pieces are crucial, both ends of the pitch, and it's really pleasing for me personally to get the winner and in such a difficult game.
That was easy to see given the explosion of joy from your celebration, but then there's that delay because the on-field officials have disallowed it. You need a VAR to come in and say have a check. So what's going through your mind when that process is taking place? I
thought it's been chalked off. Yeah, it's a big feel really deflated at that moment in time. I actually tried going speaking to the ref. Obviously, a lot of people around him asking him questions, saying it's not a goal. So I didn't get anything from him. He was obviously speaking to whoever's up in VAR, and just had to give him his time to go and check the board. I've actually just seen it back and seen Bernardo ducks away from the keeper, and for me, it's the right call. I'm obviously going to be biased, but I think it should stand, and really pleased with it.
Well, that's certainly a very good explanation of the incident. Let's see what the Wolves boss Gary O'Neill thinks, speaking to Andy.
So what was your take on the definitive goal, Bernardo Silva's positioning and the decision to overturn the on-field decision?
Yeah, no, I think there will be some really small sort of detail and minutiae, I think that's the word, around whether it he is interfering or whether he isn't. I managed to remain quite calm about it because, we have to respect the decision that he's made, and trying to make sure none of my staff get themselves in trouble, make sure none of the subs get, let's remain calm, and we're not going to be able to impact the decision. And but I thought back to the West Ham game here last year, and there are some differences. Of course, not every situation is going to be exactly the same, but we sent proof to the referees that the West Ham goalkeeper could see the ball over to Wanda, so his line of vision wasn't impacted in that West Ham game. The reason that the goal was disallowed, I was told, was because he was in close proximity to the goalkeeper, so still had an impact. And I don't think you could be in much more close proximity to the goalkeeper than Bernardo Silva was with Jose. So I hoped that as they were looking at it, that same reasoning would be applied. But I wasn't overly confident that it would be.
Certainly sounds like a good one for 606 08085 909 693. The lines are open now to speak to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton once we're done at Anfield. In the Scottish Premiership, Rangers are now 6 points behind Celtic and Aberdeen after a 1-0 defeat to Kilmarnock, thanks to an 87th minute winner from Marley Watkins. Here he is.
Yeah, I thought obviously should have taken the first half one, didn't come down quick enough, but great to get the goal and the all-important win for the boys. Yeah, buzzing.
Yeah, it's been a tough start to the season in terms of the league. Obviously, Europe takes its toll, but have you always believed that you would get back to the Kilmarnock of last season?
Yeah, I think a lot's been... It looks bad, but it's not as bad as it seems. It's from silly mistakes, getting men sent off, etc. And we all knew that, so it hasn't felt as bad as it would if you were getting battered, losing every week. But now hopefully it's turned and hopefully we can kick on again.
Because that felt like, it looked like everything, even the way the fans engaged with everything today, that felt like a kind of Kilmarnock performance, as I think the manager likes to call it.
Yeah, exactly. I thought we was hard to beat and organised, and against Rangers and your Celtics, you got to play like that and capitalise on your chances. We didn't first half, but luckily got the all-important goal.
Killy up to 7th. That's goal scorer Marley Watkins speaking to BBC Radio Scotland. And Wilson Isidor's goal gave Sunderland a 1-0 victory at Hull. That takes them back to the top of the Championship. Another good one for 606 with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. Robbie's with us now. Afternoon, Rob.
Oh, it's going to be a busy 606, Steve. Just an hour tonight. Obviously, we got the Grand Prix at 7:30, so cannot wait. But what a day already, Steve.
Yeah, what's jumped out to you?
Well, obviously the goal for Man City. Listen, I think it's 100% correct decision. The on-field decision was offside. I thought the referee to go over to the monitor and overturn it was the correct decision. When the corner comes in, obviously Bernardo Silva can't be offside from the corner. Yes, he nudges in the keeper, but when Stones wins the header, he's not in the line of vision. He's not impacting. He's not interfering. So it's the correct decision. And VAR works really well then, Steve, because it's right, but there's a huge debate on social media. A lot of people saying it's offside. And you know what I've noticed today is the angles, depending on which team you support, where you are, there's different angles. But when you see the correct angle, it's a correct decision. So it was a huge win for City against Steve, wasn't it? The great character going till the end. They did it against Arsenal. They've done it again today. And what a game we've got at Anfield. I think there'll be goals in the second half. I went Chelsea 2-1, Steve.
Right.
I wonder if it'll end up that way. If Chelsea can turn this round and win it, are they title contenders?
I knew that would come up. And what do you think the answer is, Robbie? If they win it, it's a big ask.
If they turn, listen, they've had chances, but so have Liverpool. I think if Chelsea turn it round, I've had them in my top 4 anyway. But if they can turn this round and win it, I think they're title contenders.
I want to see what Chris predicted on his BBC Sport prediction.
He went 6-1 City, by the way, today.
Funny that.
Yeah.
Right, thank you, Robbie. Have a good one.
Man, mate. Cheers,
nice one. 08085 909 693. You can get your calls in right now to speak to Robbie and Chris. Do you know what you can do? You can listen on your smart speaker. Just say, play Radio 5 Live, and it will pop up any time of day. Doesn't matter what programme's on, and you can listen to it there. Let's talk a bit about the Women's Super League games as well. Katie Stengel scored her first goal for Crystal Palace against her former club Liverpool. That was a 1-1 draw. Manchester City came from behind to beat Aston Villa 2-1. Other scores: West Ham 0, Arsenal 2, Leicester 1, Everton 0. Chelsea against Spurs kicks off at 6:45. Full commentary on 5 Sports Extra. You can watch all the highlights from the WSL on the Women's Football Show tonight at 11:30 7:35 on BBC One. Away from the Football Gallagher Premiership, Leicester Tigers overturned an 11-point deficit to beat Gloucester 29-26 at Welford Road. And on the final day of the World Track Cycling Championships, Katie Marchant has won bronze in the women's keirin. Looks like we're ready to go at Anfield for the second half. John?
Yes, Liverpool ready to go, attacking towards the Kop in the second half. And the sun has just disappeared for the time being, and I think the wind has increased as well. I can feel it really whipping around the stadium here. Liverpool, no further changes. Kelleher in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson, then Gravenberch with Szoboszlai and Jones, and Salah substitute Nunez and Gakpo. Nunez, who had to come on for Jota, and Chelsea are making a change. Pedro Neto is coming on to replace Jadon Sancho. So that is the first change. So Caicedo, who looked as though he had a bit of a problem in the first half, he continues. Likewise Jackson, but Jadon Sancho is off. And there we go. John Brooks blows his whistle and Liverpool kick off, play the ball back to Kelleher, who clears it downfield, and it's eventually out of play for a throw-in to Liverpool 10 yards inside Chelsea territory. Neto's taken up a position on the left, so Chelsea, Sanchez in goal, Captain James, Adarabioyo, Colwell and Gusto, then Caicedo and Lavia, Madueke, Palmer, Neto and Nicholas Jackson. That's the Chelsea team that is 1-0 down, the Chelsea team that has won every away match that they've played this season, 4 out of 4, and have scored in every away match, but yet to find a way past Kevin Kelleher. The crucial moment was a block by Curtis Jones from a shot from Palmer that was just a few moments before Liverpool went down the other end, and Jones himself won the penalty that was converted by Salah, and that's why it's 1-0 to Liverpool, with Chelsea coming forward but not at full tilt, and actually they go back towards the halfway line. Liverpool, of course, here at Anfield in the almost all red kit with the white trim, and Chelsea in their first choice colours as well, which is something of a novelty these days. Blue shirts, blue shorts and white socks. Gusto playing at left back because Cucurella is suspended, so is Fofana, and Ben Chilwell is not even a substitute today. Here is Madueke on the right hand side. Madueke's ball across the box is cleared away by Gravenberch near the penalty spot, pulled down over there on the right hand side by Reece James, who's had a very confident, very sprightly return, his first appearance of the season, his first appearance under Maresca. His ball now into the penalty area, that's cleared away by Van Dijk, who just brings out his defence towards the halfway line. And we can hear from Leon Osman, who's here with us, former Everton and England midfielder.
Yeah, I think it's a positive substitution that actually Enzo Maresca's made. I think Chelsea have had a lot of the ball, I think, especially just at the start of this second half, getting Madueke into the game because he was bright in the first half, but the majority went down the side of Jadon Sancho, and actually Trent Alexander-Arnold won that battle. Sancho didn't do what he probably should have done.
Caicedo playing it through, Jackson's in here, 1-on-1 and scores, but the offside flag is raised on the far side. My instinct is that that's a tight one. Excellent finish by Jackson, low into the bottom corner past Kelleher, but it's ruled out.
Yeah, we'll see it back, but I was just talking about the width that Chelsea's new two wide men produce. I think that's onside. I thought it was close when the decision was made, but because of the width that they have, Liverpool's back four has had to spread, and suddenly those gaps seem bigger and bigger, and it's a brilliant run from Nicholas Jackson, lovely through ball from Caicedo, who gets turned in the middle of the pitch, and it's the left leg of Konate as he's starting to propel himself in that direction. His left leg sticking out, Jackson's leaning forward, making his run. He's got the momentum to take him beyond the Liverpool defenders, but that left toe of Konate looks like, oh, it's close. It's going to be close.
So the view that we've had, the shot that we've had, that's about as close as they come. Now, if we had semi-automated offside, which is coming, they're testing, then we'd already know the outcome.
I think that's onside. I think in the assistant's defence, I think that the left leg of Konate is on the far side from him. It's beyond Jackson. I don't think he would have seen it. It looked like he was running beyond the referee, beyond.
Here we are,
Van
look.
Dijk.
Yeah, it's a goal. It's a goal. Very, very tight decision And now Chelsea's players jump in the air and run towards their supporters in one corner of the Anfield Road stand. I'm not sure they were expecting that, but Jackson has scored in the first 4 minutes of the second half, and it's all square. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1.
Right, nobody seemed on the pitch like they were expecting it. I mean, up here it did look like it was initially onside, then you see the VAR replay and it does look to the naked eye like it's onside. He took it really well, Jackson, once he went through. I thought maybe he'd had a touch too many and allowed Robertson the opportunity at full stretch to make a slide and tackle, but just got that finish in just in time. And then, even though everyone was set up for a free kick, Virgil van Dijk on the ball, Liverpool players spread out, Chelsea, the VAR decision given, and then they sprint as a team all the way half the length of the pitch over to their fans to celebrate.
Nicholas Jackson, it was an excellent finish, must be said. 1-on-1, it was decisive, buried it in the bottom corner as he looked at it, the bottom right corner as Kelleher came out. And there we are, 5 goals now for Chelsea this season from Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, he's starting to look like a quality striker, Nicholas Jackson. His runs were always good. He may be strayed offside a little bit, but his finishing sometimes let him down. But he's on a good run at the moment. And once he stepped in there, he trusted himself. He took the ball from 10 yards outside the penalty area all the way to about 7 or 8 yards out before he finished to the keeper's left, opened his foot up, made the pass and finish.
Yep. Only the third goal that Liverpool have conceded in the Premier League this season, the tightest defence. But Chelsea, thanks to that very tight decision that in the end went their way, Chelsea have found a way through, and they do indeed continue their record of scoring every away match this season. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1, as Szoboszlai now for Liverpool, who, I have to say, it's been a little sleepy from them at the start of the second half, but that's a good ball in now, and the chance in the middle is stabbed into the net, and it's Curtis Jones. Excellent, the ball into him from the angle was superb, and Jones was able to take a touch, and as Sanchez came out, force it past him, and it bounced over the line, and Liverpool back in front 2-1, having only been level for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I mean, as the man we've talked about, he's been involved in all the biggest moments of the game, really. Curtis Jones, he's just been making runs from deep that Chelsea's defensive line haven't been able to see coming. Chelsea's midfield too haven't bothered to track. You just see the replay again. The ball comes out to Mo Salah down in front of us, and he just cuts in onto that left foot. He doesn't do an awful lot. He just whips it low towards that far post area. Chelsea are trying to play Darwin Núñez offside, and they're trying to do it so much that they just don't care about the late run from Curtis Jones. They allow him just to drift off the shoulder of Adebayo, getting into that position. And when that ball came in, I thought he's going to finish this first time with his left foot. Awkward height, just about shin height. He didn't. He took a first touch with his left foot. It was a good first touch. Keeper came out and he just lifted it over the keeper into the back of that goal. Great reaction from Liverpool to conceding that equaliser.
Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1, and Curtis Jones scoring for Liverpool for the first time this season, and an excellent finish. But what a pass as well from Salah. And you're right, there were Liverpool players in offside positions, but not Jones, who ran from deep.
No, absolutely not.
Chelsea are going to make a raft of substitutions here now, and we've got Renato Vega coming on. Certainly Reece James has come off, Lavia as well. So Lavia and James are off. Who's the third one who came off? Was that? Let me have a look. There's a real rejig happening here. I think Badiashile is on. So Adebayo has come off. So Badiashile alongside Colwill now. So whether that's an issue for Adebayo or not, I'm not sure, because it means Colwill is now, for the time being, Colwell's moved across as the right-sided central defender.
Well, I watched that as soon as Chelsea scored their goal, it was only a few minutes ago, Enzo Marescas wanted to make substitutions. He was going to make them before.
Neto with a run forward for Chelsea, but Liverpool back in numbers, and as Jackson made the run one way, Neto passed it.
Enzo Maresca was going to make his substitutions before that Liverpool goal, and what he looks like he's done, he looks like he's changed formations, changed systems. I think he looks like he's gone to a back three, unless Viega's just going to come and try and cover at left back.
I think he is, isn't he? Vega at left back.
He's not staying there.
Right, okay, we'll keep an eye on that. So Gusto is now over on the right-hand side. Reece James' first appearance of the season is over. Liverpool leading by 2-1 and back on course to go back to where they started the day, on top of the Premier League table. Gravenberch back into the centre circle. So that is that's 4 Chelsea changes now, isn't it, in the match, as the ball is played over the top. This is for Gusto to chase back, which he does, but the offside flag is up in any case against Gakpo. Free kick to Chelsea on the edge of their own area. But that Curtis Jones goal, scored as it was in the 52nd minute, so yeah, the Chelsea were level for approximately 2 minutes before Jones forced that one over the line and give us a scoreline: Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. The lines are open for 606 to talk to Robbie Savage, who we just heard from, and Chris Sutton on 08085 909 693, hashtag BBC 606, or text 85058 to book your call, as Chelsea referee Brooks is going to is just indicating that Chelsea take this free kick for offside from the right place. John Brooks, just his second Premier League match of the season. That's because he's had an injury this season. That's the reason for his relative inaction on the pitch so far. Chelsea playing the ball back towards the edge of their own penalty area. Gusto is still down. Here is Fernandes, who's also come onto the field. Enzo Fernandez, with Lavia going off, and he puts his foot in the ball. The Argentine played against Bolivia on Tuesday night in Buenos Aires when Messi scored his latest hat-trick. He's still going, scoring hat-tricks for Argentina. Vega, then for Neto, but across comes Alexander-Arnold with the challenge to put it out of play, and a throw into Chelsea halfway inside the Liverpool half.
Yeah, it seems to be one system in possession for Chelsea, maybe another out. Because when they're in possession, Badiashile comes left, Colwill goes centre, Gusto is staying really deep.
Yes, Neto receives it from Vega. Neto's ball into the near post, but Kelleher does extremely well, actually dives forward with Palmer arriving, sprinting out through his near post to collect that very securely, the Liverpool goalkeeper. But good from Neto.
Yeah, he's been bright since he's come onto the pitch. He's really hugging this left hand side, got great pace, good delivery. Just couldn't quite pick out his teammate there.
Yep, Kelleher's latest clearance though, straight to Vega, the number 40. I think when Cucurella was doubtful for this match, I was initially thinking that it would be Vega who started, but instead we saw Gusto switching over and James coming in at right back. But now Gusto back over there where you would think he'd be a good deal more comfortable. Quite well though he did in the first half with Sancho, but now he's completely changed his left flank. Enzo Maresca, the Chelsea manager, and Neto with the number 7 on his back, the former Wolves man, takes on Alexander-Arnold, who went with him, and then Neto has to run away back up the left flank and pass the ball to Badiashile. Yeah, that wind is definitely increasing in strength, because we've got crisp packets, flotsam and jetsam being blown all around below our eye level inside the stadium of Anfield. 2-1 Liverpool lead. The T20 World Cup final continues on Sports Extra. Neto back to Colwill, just forward of the halfway line of the centre circle. Colwill chips it out towards the far side, but it's chested down, and that gives possession. Madueke gives possession back to Liverpool, who will bring it forward towards the halfway line with Gravenberch. Gravenberch sees Palmer arriving and then just touches it back, all the way back to Van Dijk. It goes. Yes, South Africa chasing 159 to win. They are 97 for 5 in the 16th over. Liverpool again. Here is Gakpo, and the Dutchman receives it and turns and sets off, but then he couldn't find his pass to Curtis Jones on the edge of the area. It was intercepted by Gusto. Liverpool win it back there in front of the applauding spectators in the Sekeni Dalglish stand, who then all raise their hands as the ball bounces out of play, and it is indeed given as a throw-in to Liverpool, who go back into their own half. Liverpool looking to make it 7 wins out of 8 this season in the Premier League. What a start that would continue to be for Arne Slot. Szoboszlai chipped towards the edge of the area, that's headed down and away by Gusto. Caicedo shrugs off Szoboszlai, but then the covering challenge is there, but Caicedo just turns, keeps possession, does very well. Vega now stepping forward. Vega takes it on into Liverpool territory. Jones with a challenge, then he holds off Palmer. That was popular, and then in goes Caicedo with a challenge on Jones, which results in a free kick to Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm not sure it actually was a free kick, but it was really good play preceding it from Curtis Jones. He had to win a tackle initially, then he had to get up and protect the ball, and then he had to beat two players to get himself into that position.
Yeah, there's a clear contender, Leon, for man of the match in this one.
Yeah, there is. I mean, you can have performances when you have 100 passes, you have 100% pass completion, but it's about affecting the game, and Curtis Jones has been good at that.
Certainly done that, and that's a pass from Salah, and now Gakpo arrives in the box, right foot shot, but he's skied it right across the face of goal, well wide, good distance over the top corner.
Yeah, opened up brilliantly. I mean, the way Liverpool moved the ball to create that overload with a run inside again from Curtis Jones that dragged Gusto all the way across, leaving the space for Gakpo, but he never really looked assertive enough. He looked like he was waiting for the ball. He wasn't quite sure of his confidence that he was going to be able to finish it, and in the end that's how his finish looked.
That's Leon Osman. This is 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1, as Konate slides in on Nicholas Jackson, and Liverpool have possession back inside their own half. It is beautifully poised, this, as Salah does extremely well. Vega came sliding in. Salah kept his feet and then tried to find the pass through for the run of Gakpo. But Gusto intercepted it. He read it well. Now here is Curtis Jones, who goes back towards the halfway. In fact, the free kick's been given for Chelsea halfway inside.
The ball hit the referee.
Right, drop ball. Uncontested.
Yeah, Enzo Fernandez went to play a pass to Caicedo, hit the referee, fell to a Liverpool player, so he's just giving them the ball back.
There we are. So 2-1 Liverpool lead. You'll be able to read all about this and all of today's football, BBC Sport website, on the football pages. Phil McNulty will be writing about this one. Highlights on Match of the Day 2 tonight. Rafa Benitez on Match of the Day tonight with Mark Chapman, former Liverpool and indeed Everton manager. Here's Neto down the left-hand side trying to take on Alexander-Arnold, who went to ground, and then the support arrived from Gravenberch. Neto feels that he was fouled there. The way that Alexander-Arnold went down, referee Brooks is having none of that. And now centrally Jones, ball through the middle looking for the run of Nunez, but Colwell came across, and here's Madueke running against Robertson again. That's what Chelsea need. They need more of the Palmer-Madueke combination that has been so fruitful for them this season. Out to the left-hand side, though, it comes to the number 7, Neto, who's been bright in his early moments as a substitute here. Now Enzo Fernandez, back to Neto. Neto's left-footed ball, clipped right across the penalty area. The shot on the volley from Madueke, straight at Kelleher, who's able to collect it in routine style.
Oh, he's unlucky there. He sorted his feet out brilliantly. It didn't look like he'd be able to get anything on the ball, never mind bring it down, never mind get a shot at goal. Never really caught it as sweetly as he would have hoped, but it was difficult and did well to get a shot on target. But you're right, Chelsea down this left-hand side, Neto has had a much bigger influence up against Trent Alexander-Arnold than Sancho did.
And now we're seeing it again. Neto against Alexander-Arnold manages to find a little pass through, then a flick from Jackson back for Neto, who was bundled over by Gravenberch, says the referee. Groans from the home stands. Excellent intricate play between Jackson and Neto.
Yeah, Neto again. He had to think about it, the referee. Gave himself some thinking time. I think it is just about a free kick. Gravenberch is saying that he went shoulder to shoulder with Neto. I think Neto just got his body in front, which meant that Gravenberch just shouldered into his back slightly, and that's always going to be a free kick. In a dangerous position, this, for Liverpool to have to defend.
Yes, it is. Chelsea organising themselves. Fernandez and Palmer. It's very much left of centre, so it's nowhere near the absolute snorter where he scored that one against Brighton from when he scored his 4 goals. So it depends. I think I was going to say whether he fancies it, but I think Palmer fancies it from
it's
wherever
set up for
a
right footer, isn't it? But
yeah.
I'm sure Cole Palmer will be calling rank.
Fernandez to the left of the ball, Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea put 3 men on the end of the Liverpool wall. Big moment this. This is 22 yards out. Palmer to take it to curl it, but it hits the top of the Liverpool wall. And he was trying a really high tariff attempt there over the wall into the top left corner.
It's got to be something special to get up and down. You know, you've got those draft excluder players on the floor. It's Curtis Jones there, which means the wall's always going to jump. That being the case, to get it up and back down from so close is difficult.
He's done everything today, draft excluder as well. Corner is taken short, Gusto into the penalty area with his pass. Madueke just stabs it back towards Caicedo, and in doing that, Madueke, as he challenged for the ball there, has conceded a free kick. He's caught Nunez, who I think made sure the referee had his attention drawn to it, but gets the free kick. And Liverpool wanted to take it quickly, and the referee says no, you can't, because Liverpool are actually making a change, and it's Cody Gakpo who's coming off, and therefore straight swap. Luis Diaz is coming on, having been back in South America, in Colombia this week, and actually scoring in their win against Chile on Tuesday. But I would imagine precautionary, just on a slot, just being quite careful with many of his players who've travelled long distances. But he's coming on now for the last 25 minutes.
Yeah, good swap to be able to make. Bringing on someone with the quality of Luis Diaz. And yeah, he's not had a bad game, Cody Gakpo. Diaz certainly didn't deserve not to be in the starting 11, but it shows the job managers have to do. They have to not only try and win football matches, not only keep their players fit, they have to manage what they're doing and travel and everything that goes with it.
Oh, given away by Colwell, played forward by Salah, but too much on that, and goalkeeper Sanchez comes out to get it. Yeah, Diaz scored in both matches against Chelsea in the Premier League last season. Chelsea who've not won in their last 9 against Liverpool, and that of course includes the 3 of the cup finals. The 2 in 2022, the 2 0-0 draws after extra time that were won by Liverpool on penalties, and then last season in the Carabao Cup when Van Dijk scored the late winning goal for that very young Liverpool team. 2-1 they're leading today as well, and into the last 25 minutes. But it is well poised. Chelsea are asking questions. Enzo Maresca's made his changes. Neto's causing problems. He's asking a lot of questions of Alexander-Arnold, and it is Chelsea in possession. Absolutely crucial that Liverpool retook the lead just a couple of minutes after Chelsea drew level through Nicholas Jackson. Here is Vega, lines open for 6:06 on 5 Live. Vega, long pass from him to the edge of the area, but it's headed down calmly by Alexander-Arnold back to his goalkeeper Kelleher. So yes, 0805 909 693 to talk to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton on 5 Live in just an hour tonight, because we will have commentary here on 5 live from Texas, from round about 7:30 on the US Grand Prix. Our team are all there waiting in Austin, Texas, and then more live sport, 9 o'clock, Sports Extra tonight, San Francisco 49ers against the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the Premier League though, with Liverpool on course, but with a narrow lead for yet another victory for Arne Slot. Badiashile is challenged and caught by Nunez, and didn't like that, and he stands up, Badiashile, and goes chest to chest, and Nunez, that's ridiculous, Nunez just collapses on his back. It was like his legs gave way underneath him.
Well, you mentioned
minimal contact.
Darwin Nunez earlier in the game, that he had a flick out. Badiashile went tight on him about 3 or 4 minutes ago, really close marking.
That's what he's saying, Leon.
Darwin Nunez didn't like it, so he tried to leave a bit on Badiashile there. Again, then Badiashile didn't like it, stood up and just a little nudge into his chest, and Darwin Nunez just dropped to the floor as if it switched his legs off.
Yeah, but you're right. Nunez was saying to the referee, he had his thumb outstretched and was pointing over his shoulder to the incident that you were talking.
Really petty, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's pathetic, actually. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. Here is Badiashile. Oh, and Nunez chasing him. He's caught him again. And that's a free kick to Chelsea. That's got to be a yellow card for Nunez. Yep, out it comes from John Brooks' pocket. Well, that was...
He's acted surprised about it as well.
Leon, come on.
No, you can see, I mean, these are the moments where actually someone just needs to go to him and say, oh, come on, behave now, you're getting a bit silly. We're in a good position in the game, we're 2-1 ahead, and now you're getting involved in something that is so unnecessary and could lead to further repercussions if you carry on in this mode. So I think someone just needs to have a chat with him.
That was ridiculous. Nunez, yellow card. And that was... You talk about asking for a yellow card. Here's Vega for Chelsea, centre circle. 20 minutes to play here. The atmosphere again just dipping. Ball played over the top. Alexander-Arnold's got to be careful, which he does. There's a touch back to Kelleher. I mean, he was under severe pressure from Fernandes, but that wasn't far off being a back pass, but he was under severe pressure, and now Gravenberch has fouled Caicedo, kicks the ball into Gravenberch. That is typical as well, and he's done it again. He's taken it from the right place, and Caicedo's kicked it into the back of Gravenberch again, trying to get him yellow carded.
Yeah.
Referee resists.
It's all getting a little bit feisty and a bit silly, and it's not the kind of football we want to see. When they've gone at each other, when they've played and passed and moved, it's been good. It's just getting a little bit unnecessary here.
Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC. If you're on the move, you can listen to us via BBC Sound. You can take the live commentary with you. Neto now starts off on a run from the left-hand side. He's played it to Palmer. Palmer set himself, but then shot into a crowd of players. And then Gusto has a goal from 25 yards that sails away over the top of the crossbar into the very healthy number of Chelsea fans here at Anfield.
Brilliant from Neto. I mean, he just drops his shoulder and goes past first Trent Alexander-Arnold like he isn't there, then Konate, who steps out, nudges it to Cole Palmer, and actually it's pretty average from Cole Palmer. He takes too long when he takes his first touch. He's not quite ready for it. Then he doesn't react quick enough to be able to get his shot away, and then gives Szoboszlai an opportunity to come over and make the block.
2-1 Liverpool lead, but all possibilities are on the table here, Leon, I would say, as Sanchez clears the ball straight to Szoboszlai, and now here's Salah. Very nearly found the pass through. It was just cut out by Badiashile inside the box, and he had, well, both Diaz and in fact here they come again. Liverpool with Alexander-Arnold takes a tumble on the edge of the box after he was challenged, and Chelsea are able to get it away. Clean challenge, says referee Brooks, on Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, just about got that one right. But again, that moment just before when you said Salah cutting in, people at the far post, Curtis Jones again making that run, and Salah did try and pick him out yet again. It's clearly something that they've analysed and they've worked on, or certainly an understanding between the two, because I think that's the third occasion Salah's cut in and just tried to leave a pass in that gap for Curtis Jones, but well blocked.
Yeah, 2-1. Liverpool are winning, but they've not been at their fluent best, have they? Here's Szoboszlai, who's been quiet actually. Now Jones out towards the left-hand side, where Diaz fresh into the action. He'll bring a bit of energy to things. Luis Diaz, you can be sure of that. Jones again takes possession inside his own half, Curtis Jones, and then Van Dijk turns and passes it all the way back towards the edge of the area. Yes, he looks as though he had a good sleep last night, Luis Diaz. Arne Slot, one of his changes this season was to allow players to sleep in their own beds the night before Liverpool's matches.
That'll never catch on.
The next manager will come in and
sleep
change
in their
it.
own beds.
Yeah. That was Friday's fact of the day on Drive with Tony Livesey. So here come Chelsea again with Neto centrally, still going, right foot shot, but wide of the mark. Kelleher went down. He thought about diving for it, but then knew it was wide, and it's behind, and it's a goal.
It's always going to be difficult to beat Kelleher from, I think he ended up being about 25 yards on his weaker right foot. There was a moment, as soon as he picked the ball up, he potentially could have played the run of Nicholas Jackson, but then he decided to go himself, and he had to get a little bit closer or turn back onto his favoured left foot. From the angle and the balance he had, he was never going to score off there.
Goal kick downfield by Kelleher, and then Caicedo in with a challenge, which has given us a free kick by Diaz on Caicedo. Well, that was debatable.
Very debatable. He's got very fortunate there, Caicedo. Diaz is asking the question, come on ref. Caicedo did get there first, but he was already then asking for the free kick before I think Diaz had actually got there, so there was a little bit of contact.
it was the right decision, actually.
There was a bit of contact.
Yeah.
But I think he's very fortunate, and he was always looking for that decision.
Just beginning to get gloomy outside Anfield. Our high position here, we can see across the rooftops, down on the pitch. Chelsea coming forward. Clocks change next weekend. Neto taking on Alexander-Arnold, played it between his legs, but Salah was back there defending excellently.
Good from Salah there, because, as you mentioned, Trent Alexander-Arnold had just been beaten with a nutmeg, and Neto would have been at Canate running inside the penalty area if Mo Salah hadn't tracked him back that well.
Just feels, Leon, as though Neto, at some stage, Neto's going to get the better of Alexander-Arnold and going to find a position, unless
he certainly had more joy than Sancho did. Chelsea have used this left side of the field quite a lot throughout the game. Sancho didn't get the joy. Neto's looked bright, but as of yet, there still hasn't got that opportunity for him to get on the score sheet himself.
Yep, 606 waiting for your call on 08085 909 693. Liverpool take the throw down the line. Alexander-Arnold onto this. Nunez is leaned into by Badiashile and wins the free kick, which Badiashile turns, puts his hands together in a praying motion, but it's given Liverpool's way.
Yeah, it was a free kick, silly one. I mean, Darwin Nunez is facing the byline, he's just trying to protect the ball. Badiashile just didn't stop running, just ran right through him, barged him over, and then used his hands for good measure as well. So assistant right there gave the free kick, easy decision.
Change. This is the final Chelsea change, number 5. Madueke coming off, and they've got Christopher Nkunku to come on. This is a measure, isn't it, of the strength of Chelsea's squad, the players they've brought on here. And now Nkunku, French international, so the England international is off. He looks disappointed. I suppose he should be. Madueke is getting low fives from his teammates on the bench, and Christopher Nkunku is in, but this is a free kick on the right hand side. Alexander-Arnold to take it. 15 minutes to play here at Anfield. 2-1 it says on the narrow red scoreboards. Alexander-Arnold swings it in, headed away at the near post by Nkunku, who's just come onto the field, his hair all tied up at the back of his head. Liverpool players stayed down. It's Jones, a man who scored what currently will be the winning goal, and he's not happy. I think he might have actually just dislodged a boot.
Yeah, his boot's come off. I think someone landed on his ankle, took his boot off. He looks like he's limping.
Yeah.
But the main concern at the moment is trying to get his boot back on.
Yeah, you feel that, of course. Anyone who's experienced it. As ball is headed forward by Vega, and then Vega again, left foot on the volley, chested down by Gravenberch. And then it's Canate, actually. Canate it is who's going to have a wander forward with it, but plays it to the right. Jones is still sorting his boot out. Liverpool do continue. Szoboszlai, and then Salah lifted over the top for the continuing run of Szoboszlai, who pulls it across, but it was cut out by Enzo Fernandez, who then passes it forward to Caicedo, and Caicedo now scampering away. Nunez is on the chase, he's got to be careful, he's been yellow carded. Caicedo does well, stands up to that challenge. Neto's over on the right hand side now. Neto cutting infield, but Liverpool have got everyone back in possession, and then Gusto receives it behind him. So Nkunku now, or for the time being at least, Nkunku on the left hand side, Neto on the right. So actually that could be the end of Neto against Alexander-Arnold. Instead it's going to be Nkunku.
It certainly looks like. I've been surprised by a couple of Enzo Maresca's decisions today. Just as they got back into the game, he was looking to make 3 substitutions. Now that Neto's on top, he's now moved him, he's made a substitution and moved him over to the other side of the pitch when he was getting so much joy up against Trent.
Liverpool win the ball back. Oh, and then Diaz runs into Vega, who came in, his arm was raised there, and Diaz ran into it. I think that's how I describe it, but the arm was up, so yellow card Vega.
Yeah, but Vega also knew that Chelsea were exposed then, so he wasn't letting him get past. He lifted his leg, he made sure his whole body basically barged Diaz, bringing him to the ground. It was one of those ones where you know you're taking a yellow card, but you're not letting that Liverpool attack continue.
So that's another one. They're mounting up, aren't they, the yellow cards? That is Jackson, Vega, Adrab Yo-Yo, who's now left the field, Chelsea players, and Szoboszlai and Nunez, Liverpool players who've been yellow carded, and Van Dijk just knocking the ball back to Kelleher. Just over 10 minutes to play here at Anfield. So Vega just heads the ball out of play. just in front of Enzo Maresca, turns to his left. Liverpool going to make a couple of changes for themselves. Alexis McAllister, who played in that win for Argentina during the week, and also Joe Gomez going to come on for the next double change for Liverpool, who have only used 2 substitutes so far. Liverpool break forward from left back with Robertson. Now Diaz as well. Diaz is pointed the way by Robertson, takes it on down into the full-back position. And Robertson back towards Curtis Jones, closer to the halfway line. Floodlights really beginning to take effect now here. That wind continuing to swirl around all corners of the now fully expanded Anfield, with the futuristic roof of the Anfield Road end now very much in place. To our left, Liverpool attacking to our right with Jones, Curtis Jones against Caicedo. Ball into Diaz on his right foot effort straight at Sanchez, who is able to just drop down, field it, then overarm it out, and then Nkunku is challenged by Konate on the halfway line. He was sprinting away down the wing, and a yellow card and a foul given Chelsea's way. Yellow card, Konate.
Yeah, I mean, he seems surprised. He's complaining to the referee, but that's a yellow card every day of the week. Chelsea trying to start a counter-attack, throw out to Nkunku. Konate's quick, and Nkunku beats him to the ball, just toe pokes it past him. Konate brings him to ground on the halfway line. That was a dangerous situation that Konate averted by taking that yellow card.
Double change. Alexander-Arnold is off, and is that Curtis Jones who's also leaving from the midfield? It is. Well, what a day he's had, Curtis Jones. Brilliant block from Palmer in the first half, won the penalty from which Salah gave Liverpool the lead in the second, and then after Nicholas Jackson's equaliser, almost immediately after, within a couple of minutes, Jones himself scoring from Salah's pass.
Yeah, he's had a great afternoon. He really has. He's affected the game. And every time you go out onto the pitch, that's the main thing you want to do. You want to affect it in a positive way. I mean, he'll get a lot of plaudits for the penalty kick that he won and the goal that he scored. But just as important was the tackle he made in the first half to deny Cole Palmer a very easy opportunity to put Chelsea ahead. So, yeah, big afternoon for him.
And Joe Gomez is on straight swap at right back. Joe Gomez coming on forward is only his 4th appearance of the season. The news from Dubai is that New Zealand have won the T20 World Cup. They have beaten South Africa by 32 runs. So New Zealand have won it for the first time. And you will be able to hear the fallout from that on Sports Extra right now, before Chelsea against Tottenham in the Women's Super League, which will be starting on Sports Extra after that. 6:45 kickoff. Liverpool inside their own half. Ball forward down the left wing. Badiashile gets there first for Chelsea. Back to Sanchez. Sanchez pulls the pass to Colwill. Colwill forward to Nkunku. So we've got a completely different combination now. Nkunku up against Gomez. There's the activity down that side of the field. But Neto against Alexander-Arnold was enjoyable while it lasted.
Yeah, it was, and I don't know why it ended. I don't know why Maresca felt Neto needed to be switched to the other side of the field. I was just saying, Nkunku hasn't really been able to get the ball. They haven't got him into the game at all yet.
Yes. Why did it have to end? Here's Gusto now up the right-hand side. He's challenged. That's McAllister's first contribution to the match. He got the ball, but he took a bit of the man as well, Gusto, who's remained on the ground. So he must be hurt, because urgency. Chelsea need to get on with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Neto's just whispering in his ear that we've already made 5 substitutions, so stop messing around. We're behind. Get to your feet. Let's get the game going. But he's still lying on the floor. No medical staff have come onto the pitch yet, though.
And John Brooks leaning over him has actually indicated that they need to come onto the field. So where are we? We're in the
he stood on his toe.
Minute.
He stood on his toe.
Yeah, which can be nasty.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 3 rolls you get for that.
There's a lot of Liverpool coming up on 5 Live over the course of the next week. We're going to Germany with them on Wednesday night. Leipzig against Liverpool. RB Leipzig, soon to be in the Jurgen Klopp stable, which has raised 1 or 2 eyebrows in Germany. Takes over his big new job in the new year. So that is Wednesday night, and this time next week, don't miss Arsenal against Liverpool, with Saliba suspended for that match after his sending off last night. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. And Dan Norcross can join us from Dubai with the details on the New Zealand victory, Dan.
Yes, New Zealand have won it by 32 runs. They were dominant in this match. They were brilliant with the bat in posting 158. It was always felt like it was just a bit too much for South Africa. And then they were superb with the ball. 3 wickets for Mealy Kerr, the player of the tournament, taking more wickets than anyone has ever done in a women's T20, and 3 wickets for Rosemary Mayer as well. It's a shock result, really. No one anticipated that New Zealand could win this World Cup. But they've done it today. They've done it in style. They win by 32 runs against South Africa.
Thank you, Dan. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1, here on 5 Live in the World Service, here at a dusky Anfield, as Liverpool play it back towards the halfway line. Gusto is back on the field now, isn't he? Yes, he is, over there on the far side for the final 5 minutes plus. Szoboszlai takes the ball down and carries that out towards the left-hand side and then passes it straight out of play. Passed it behind Diaz. Chelsea take the throw. That's angered some supporters here in the top tier of the main stand behind us. There is a bit of nervousness, isn't there? You can feel it around the stadium.
Yeah, because Liverpool haven't played well today. There's no getting away from that. They find themselves ahead. They find themselves potentially taking the 3 points if things remain the way they are. But it's certainly been far from a normal Anfield performance.
No, Chelsea have certainly not given up on this. Jackson back to Nkunku, took it on into the area. Took a final touch off Joe Gomez, who gets the low fives from his teammates, but it's a corner for Chelsea from the left in front of the new Anfield Road 2-tier stand. Thousands of Chelsea fans right behind where Nkunku takes this short to Palmer. Now Gusto, right-footed curler into the back post. A stretching header by Gravenberch gets there for Liverpool and then follows that up to nod it out of play on the far side. Chelsea take the throw in. They are definitely sniffing the possibility of a second equaliser in this match. Comes back to Caicedo. Caicedo drags it back and then chips the ball out to Neto. Neto taking on the 2 Liverpool players. Gomez is actually out there now. It bounces off Diaz. Diaz trying to clear it away and actually succeeds in winning a throw in. Well played, Diaz.
Yeah, had to defend there for his team. Been brought on to actually probably try and create another goal, maybe even score another goal. But when you get to this stage of the game and your team's under a little bit of pressure, you have to put the hard yards in, and I think Arne Slot will be really pleased with how his team have worked today. I said it hasn't really been a straightforward, free-flowing football performance, but they've dug in, Liverpool, and they've worked hard, and they've ground out this position that they're currently holding.
Yeah, with Manchester City currently top of the table after their late win at Wolves in our earlier commentary match from Molineux. Liverpool leading by the same scoreline, but Chelsea with Caicedo, then Badiashile back across to Gusto, then to Colwell. Colwell's in danger of being dispossessed by Diaz, but does well actually, the England defender. Caicedo then back to Enzo Fernandez, but Chelsea still inside their own half. Caicedo then finds Darwin Núñez, comes across, but he shields him with his little body. Caicedo, who won his 50th cap this week, despite the fact that he's still just 22 years old. 50th cap for Ecuador. And then Gusto now back into the centre circle where the pass finds Nkunku, but Joe Gomez comes short and then does well, puts his body between Nkunku and the ball and draws the foul.
Yeah, a slightly underhit pass from Colwell, and it just gave Gomez the opportunity just to step in, and Nkunku was a bit slow to react, and then he's tried to stick a leg out, and Gomez are happy to take the free kick. But yeah, good from Gomez. He's come onto the field and actually got to the levels quickly, and Nkunku hasn't got to them yet.
2-1 Liverpool lead. Curtis Jones not on the field anymore, but it looks as though he might be the match winner. Did you see the sucking of the thumb celebration, by the way, a little bit like Jack Grealish last Sunday night? He and his partner had a baby last weekend, their first child last Sunday, so that obviously was the personal
congratulations. What a wonderful way to celebrate.
Came back for young Giselle Delilah Jones. Giselle Delilah. Do you think they're opera fans? The Joneses? That might be one for the interviewers, might be one for Rob Schofield later if he speaks to Curtis Jones. Here's Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai now to the right hand side to Jones, to Gomez, and then Szoboszlai back to the halfway line. This what we're seeing here is on a slot control, isn't it? That's what they're trying to do here, going back into their own half, trying to see this through. No harem scarum, nothing mad. Long pass from Van Dijk, comes off the head of Vega, out for a throw.
I've seen it in a couple of moments today from Liverpool where previous teams, they've got into certain positions and it's about putting the ball in the penalty area, creating chances, forcing the opposition to maybe make a mistake, really keeping the pressure on. It's not how Arne Slot wants this Liverpool team to play. He wants to get into certain positions on the field and then dominate, keep control of possession, keep the ball from the opposition. You know, the old saying that opposition can't score if they don't have the ball.
In the 90th minute, throw into Liverpool. They're delaying the throw. There's a bit of nonsense. Nunez and Salah are trying to wind up Vega and Badiashile, and this is all taking time out of the game. Nunez making a Nunez of himself. It's a throw-in, 10 yards inside the Chelsea half. Throw-in, and Salah now. Vega, the Liverpool supporters feeling that he might have had his shirt pulled there. No free kick given. Clearance only to the halfway line. McAllister, now Szoboszlai on his right foot, took a heavy touch in the middle of all that, and Fernandes was able to get a foot in and clear it away. Did open up for him, and then Gravenberch is hauled over by Caicedo. Free kick again to Liverpool.
Yeah, just Diaz and Nunez at the top of the pitch, just still frustrated, throwing their arms in the air with Szoboszlai. I think that's the way the game has sort of been. Opportunities are being there, and just poor decision making, poor final quality in the pass or what you're trying to do. That was a big moment there. Liverpool could have sealed the game, 2v1 in a certain position going into the penalty area. Yeah. Poor choice from Szoboszlai.
7 minutes, Leon. 7 minutes of added time. Lines are open for 6:06. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. Just an hour tonight, then commentary on the US Grand Prix on 5 Live. 0805 909 693 if you want to talk to them, if you're on your way back from the Wolves Manchester City match, or indeed from Kilmarnock's fine win today. Szoboszlai plays it in with the free kick. Van Dijk with the header back to the edge of the penalty area. Chelsea are able to get it away. Or indeed Sunderland's very good win at Hull City, which takes them back to the top of the Championship. Ball played through into the box. Nunez chasing this, but it's seen behind by Badiashile for a goal kick. Well, they've kind of threatened to knock on the door, Chelsea, haven't they? But without convincingly looking like they're going to find a way through for a second goal.
Yeah, I mean, again, I go back to being surprised that when you've got momentum, you're trying to make a triple substitution. But the main thing is the fact that they conceded straight after they'd scored. They had Liverpool worried. They had this Anfield crowd nervous in that situation. And then you just lose your concentration for a moment, and suddenly you're fighting an uphill battle again.
Free kick for Chelsea, though. Palmer just took the ball away, sort of dragged it out to the far side, and McAllister came across, leg outstretched, took him out. That's a yellow card as well, so yellow card for McAllister, and a free kick for Chelsea. Free kick over towards the right hand side. Liverpool conceded just 3 goals in the Premier League this season. Top of aerial duels won coming into this weekend matches, and now they're going to face an aerial situation, you would think, from Palmer's ball in from the right. He's waiting, both arms raised, left-footed clip. Vega with a header, but over the top from the edge of the 6-yard box. Arriving on that, Konate was with him, shoulder to shoulder. That was a chance, though.
Oh, he has to score once he gets in there. Yes, you're right, Konate was with him. Cole Palmer just floated this ball right into the centre of that Liverpool penalty area. It lands middle of the goal, 6-yard line, right in the centre, and Vega did the hard part. He got there and he shrugged Konate off the ball to give him that space. He just forgot to head it. He let it just hit his head, and it went over the top of the crossbar from 6 yards out. Big chance.
Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. Deep in added time. We're in the 3rd minute of 7 that were indicated. I'm not sure Chelsea will have a better chance than that to draw level again, but time will tell. Liverpool winning it back. Gravenberch, then Salah's pass forward. Chelsea just stretching here, struggling to get it away, but they do. Well played, Colwill. And then up towards Jackson. Jackson turning between 2 Liverpool players. He's got Vega on the left flank, and Kunku has taken up a position on the edge of the area. Vega, though, is well dealt with by Joe Gomez. who is able to tackle it out of play for a throw-in, level with the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. Vega takes this back towards the halfway line. Back in field from Badiashile. Now Gusto. Palmer. Quite a deep position, Cole Palmer. Palmer then turns back out towards the right-hand side. Neto is there. Neto thought about the ball in, and then in it comes all the way beyond the back post with Nkunku arriving. He threw himself at it. I'm not sure he got any contact on it, but it, very fortunately for Liverpool, just bounced beyond the far post.
Oh, somebody's got to be on the end of that for Chelsea. It's Neto again. He's had a brilliant introduction and a brilliant half to this game, and he just floats it from probably 3 or 4 yards outside of the penalty area, right on the corner of it. Floats it over the two central defenders, Van Dijk and Konate. And it's Nkunku who's the closest. He just can't quite reach it. Agonising for Chelsea.
Close, but not close enough. Liverpool still lead 2-1. Palmer again, but Van Dijk steps across and is able to pass the ball straight to Diaz, who eventually gets the bouncing ball under control and then squirts a pass to Salah, who gives it back to Diaz, who tried to backheel it across the box, but was actually in an offside position when Salah played it across. So free kick to Chelsea. Leon, they've got nearly 5 minutes of added time played, just 2 minutes to go. Chelsea take a quick goal kick, trying to get it forward as Palmer now inside his own half, thought about the long pass, goes square to Caicedo. On a slot, spotted something as Joe Gomez slides in and just gets there ahead of Fernandes, halfway inside his own half. And then it's played by McAllister out towards the left hand side. Robertson lifts it forward for Diaz to make the chase. Nunez is in the middle. Diaz though just delayed, and that meant that Gusto could get back, and it's played back to McAllister, and McAllister now then works it to Robertson, and Robertson with Neto in front of him uses Diaz, and Diaz now on one of those weavy runs into the box, still going, and shoots across the face of goal and beyond the dive of Sanchez, and then collapses on his face with his nose in the grass.
Wow, it's brilliant skill. I mean, initially you thought he had to go for goal when he got in behind the first time. I'm sure his manager was happy that he sort of decided to turn back and keep the ball. Liverpool had 7 or 8 passes before he eventually had his efforts on goal, and it wasn't far away from giving Liverpool their third.
It was not. That would have clinched it. As it is still in the balance, but only seconds left now for Chelsea. Manchester City scored their very late winner as Badiashile rather awkwardly heads the ball back, but Sanchez was able to deal with it, and Sanchez just drops it for Badiashile. I make it 45 seconds to play. Chelsea facing what would be their first Premier League defeat since the opening weekend, as Palmer is dispossessed, and Liverpool now McAllister to Diaz. Chelsea have got men back, but Diaz's pass evades Nunez, who then nudges over Vega but fouls him, and Nunez is absolutely apoplectic. He actually punches the pitch in frustration that the free kick was given against him.
Yeah, and he was very borderline of disrespect to the referee for a yellow card, but he was right, that should not have been a free kick. He should have been going through 1v1 there.
Took it out on the pitch instead. This is it, last chance Chelsea. Liverpool defending, Neto all the way across, Gusto with a shot, but it's blocked by a falling Robertson. That might be it. Diaz in on the challenge. Gusto puts in the tackle on him, fouls him. No, that's it. It's the final whistle, and Liverpool have won it. On a slot, and Liverpool go from strength to strength. This, the toughest opponent that they have faced yet under their new manager. And Enzo Maresca turns to Arne Slot. The two of them shake hands, and actually Arne Slot, heading out onto the pitch, turns and heads back towards Curtis Jones, who was absolutely instrumental in this match before being substituted. But there we are, they've won it 2-1 against Chelsea, and that's 7 wins out of 8 for Liverpool, the Premier League leaders in the league this season. Leon Osman.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal lost yesterday when they weren't at their best. Manchester City were taken all the way to the wire today when they weren't at their best. Liverpool again, not at their best today. The top 3 after this international break, but they got the job done. That was what was important. They took all 3 points here. They'll play better, Liverpool. Well, they've always got the opportunity to score goals with the players that they've got at the top end of the field. They proved that way today. Mo Salah, Curtis Jones, who was particularly good, involved in all the best bits of action, had a really good day. Chelsea have dropped to the floor. 4 or 5 of their players sat down initially after the game, and I feel that's a thought that they felt this game was there for them today. I think it was there. They know Liverpool weren't at their best. They know tactically they got some advantages. They just let themselves down in the crucial moments. Chelsea, they'll feel they've let one slip away, but Liverpool will be delighted to take all 3 points.
Yes, still early days under Enzo Maresca and all of the changes, the personnel changes. 2 defeats out of 8 for them in the Premier League.